Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search. I don't like this camera setup. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Why's this thing moving? Yeah, I don't like this camera setup. I gotta go back to the laptop. I'm gonna turn my camera off for now. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Please hit that like button and please hit that like button. And thank you for joining us once again. Got a couple of announcements before we get started. We are rolling to South Africa. Again, we are rolling to South Africa. That is going to be March 25th through April 2nd. March 25th through April 2nd. If you are interested in joining us, please visit donfo.africa. We're also rolling to Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. That's going to be May 9th to 18th. And we're going to Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. That's August 9th to the 18th as well. Then we're going to Zanzibar in September. That is going to be September 20th to the 29th. And then we're doing Ghana and Ivory Coast, a 2-for-1 banger in November. So please visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa to learn more. How's everyone doing today? How's everything going? I hope all is well. Again, I hope all is well. I might have to crank out the laptop and stream with the laptop because I'm just not feeling the camera setup. Let me bring the camera a little bit closer. I mean the laptop a little bit closer. Okay, we'll do it like that. No, I'm gonna turn the camera off. Again, hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. Maduro got off easy. If you look at the pattern whenever you have regime change via Team America Royal Police, leaders are getting assassinated, leaders are getting taken out. In the case of Gaddafi, which I'm going to play the video, you're getting drugged throughout the streets of Libya, sodomized, we're not playing that part, and then killed. Maduro's getting coddled. Again, Maduro's getting coddled. He's getting sent. He was sent to prison. I mean, he was detained in Venezuela, then sent to American prison where he's going to get 3 hots in a cot. He got off easy. He's getting coddled. He's getting special treatment. He's going to go on trial in America. He's going to have a right to defend himself. He's going to have a lawyer. He's getting off easy, and no one's talking about that part. Because when we let's deal with Gaddafi. Let's pull up the video of Gaddafi. And guys, this is a little graphic. Again, this is a little graphic. But we're gonna play the Gaddafi video.
So how would you purify water in case of a blackout? Oh, I'd boil it. Boiling kills bacteria, but it doesn't remove contaminants. Plus, it takes a long time. In an emergency,
brandished a golden pistol he said he'd taken from Gaddafi.
This is a golden gun that Gaddafi tried to defend himself with in his last days on Earth. The Libyan dictator was assassinated on camera, paraded through the streets, and declared a villain of history. Most people think Gaddafi was just a power-hungry madman who deserved what he got. But what if I told you that same madman gave Libyans free education, free healthcare, and the highest standard of living in Africa? But if you follow the money trail after his death, a far more sinister picture emerges. One where Western powers gained, Africa lost, and Libya fell apart. Stick around, because the version of Gaddafi you've been told might be the biggest lie of the 21st century, and that lie benefited only those who helped spread it. Chapter 1: Death of a Tyrant. When Gaddafi died in that dusty ditch outside Sirte, the headlines called it a liberation. A tyrant was gone. The people were free. Democracy, they said, was finally coming to Libya. But here's the thing. If you follow the money, the story starts to smell different. In the weeks after his death, foreign oil companies rushed back into Libya like it was Black Friday. France's Total, Italy's Eni, the UK's BP, they all made quiet, strategic moves. Billions in contracts suddenly unfroze. Deals were renegotiated. And just like that, Libya's oil, 1.6 million barrels a day, was flowing to new hands. Funny how that works. Then there's the gold. Gaddafi's hoard, 143 tons of it, vanished. No receipts, no trails, just gone. Some say it was smuggled out, others whisper that it was seized. But not a single official ever gave a straight answer about where that gold ended up or who profited from it. Behind the scenes, Qatar played kingmaker, arming rebel groups and influencing the new power structure. France, we now know, was desperate to assert itself in North Africa and was allegedly afraid Gaddafi's gold dinar plan would undermine the CFA franc, France's economic grip on its former colonies. Emails from Hillary Clinton's server later revealed a cocktail of motives: oil, gold, influence, and, yes, control over Africa's financial future. One line even referred to a threat to the stability of the international monetary system. But here's the twist. Libya didn't get stability. It got chaos, civil war, warlords, slave markets, and foreign troops fighting proxy battles on Libyan soil. So how did one man, raised in a tent, ascend the throne of Libya and bring stability to the country? Before we move on to the next section, please don't forget to subscribe if you liked the video so far. Chapter 2: Tents to Thrones. Before he became one of the most feared and flamboyant dictators in the world, Muammar Gaddafi was just a barefoot boy from the desert. Born in 1942 in a tent near the Libyan town of Sirte, he grew up herding goats with no electricity, no running water, and barely any formal education. His father was an illiterate Bedouin nomad. But young Muammar had big dreams and a serious grudge against colonial powers. Libya, at the time, had just shaken off Italian rule and was now under the shaky leadership of King Idris, a monarch many saw as more loyal to foreign oil companies than his own people. Gaddafi joined the military in his early 20s and climbed the ranks with quiet ambition and loud ideas. He devoured books on Nasser's pan-Arabism and plotted revolution while still in uniform. Then, at just 27 years old, 27, he pulled off a bloodless coup in 1969, toppling King Idris while the monarch was conveniently out of the country getting medical treatment. The world barely blinked. Libya, back then, wasn't on many radars. But that was about to change. Gaddafi didn't just want to rule, he wanted to reinvent Libya. He styled himself as a man of the people. No fancy palaces, no official title. Just brother leader living in a tent, supposedly closer to his roots. But don't let the humble branding fool you. Behind that canvas was a man who quickly took control of the army, the media, the oil, and the narrative. He banned political parties, imprisoned dissidents, and silenced critics. Yet, to many in the Arab world, he was a revolutionary hero, challenging Western imperialism and calling for unity among Arab nations. So, how did a goat-herding desert kid become the kingmaker of North Africa and manage to cling to power for over 40 years? And why did the world let him? That's where it gets interesting. Chapter 3. Power and Oil. After taking power, Gaddafi did something that made oil giants sweat bullets. He kicked them out. In the early 1970s, he nationalized Libya's oil industry, tearing up contracts with companies like BP and Exxon and telling them to take a hike. Suddenly, 100% of Libya's oil profits stayed in Libya. And just like that, the country went from sand and camels to cash and skyscrapers. By the 1980s, Libya had the highest GDP per capita in Africa. More than $11,000 per person at its peak, thanks to its massive oil reserves, which still rank in the top 10 globally. But Gaddafi didn't just want money, he wanted legacy, and so came the Green Book. Think of it as part political manifesto, part fever dream, part bedtime story, written entirely by Gaddafi himself. It rejected capitalism, rejected communism, and pitched something called Jamahiriya, which means state of the masses. In theory, it meant no politicians, no corruption, and people directly running the country through local councils. In practice, Gaddafi was still calling every shot, just without a formal title. Clever, no? To the outside world, Libya looked like a model for progress. Education was free. Healthcare, also free. The literacy rate, once just 10%, shot up to over 80%. Women were going to university. Roads, airports, housing, everything boomed. But here's the thing, all that progress came with a warning label. Speak against the regime and you might just disappear. Gaddafi had a network of spies, secret prisons, and even created special revolutionary committees to root out enemies of the state. He plastered his face on every billboard, dressed in wild military outfits, and gave speeches that ran longer than a Netflix binge. And yet, despite the weirdness, the violence, and the dictatorship, the West still shook his hand. Why? Maybe it had something to do with oil. Or maybe there was something else hiding beneath Libya's glitzy surface. We'll get there. Chapter 4. Global Disruptor. If Gaddafi ruled Libya like a king, he played on the world stage like a chaos dealer. In the 70s and 80s, he didn't just want to lead a country, he wanted to reshape the planet. He poured millions, some say billions, into rebel groups, militant networks, and anti-colonial movements across the globe. From the IRA in Ireland to the Black Panthers in the US and even rebels in Chad, Gaddafi was writing checks and sending weapons like it was a global shopping spree for revolution. His goal? Break Western dominance, one uprising at a time. But he wasn't just funding rebels, he was dreaming bigger. Gaddafi wanted to unite all of Africa under one flag, one military, and one currency backed by gold. Yep, real gold. He proposed ditching the US dollar and euro for a pan-African dinar made from Africa's vast gold reserves. That would have meant serious trouble for global powers who liked having Africa as a resource supplier, not a financial powerhouse. Naturally, the West wasn't thrilled. Then came the 1988 Lockerbie bombing. A Pan Am flight over Scotland exploded, killing 270 people. All fingers pointed to Libyan agents. Sanctions slammed Libya. Gaddafi became a global villain. But here's where the story takes a weird turn. After 9/11, Gaddafi tried to clean up. He handed over Lockerbie suspects, paid out $2.7 billion in compensation, and even ditched his weapons of mass destruction program. George W. Bush and Tony Blair gave him a temporary hall pass. Libya reopened for business. For a hot second, Gaddafi was sipping espresso with European leaders and smiling in photo ops. But that détente didn't last. As his gold-backed dreams grew louder and his oil deals grew more selective, old tensions boiled over. So what flipped the switch again? Who decided Gaddafi had outlived his usefulness? You'll want to hear what happened next. It wasn't just about politics. It was about power. Want to understand the world better? Start with history and subscribe to our channel. Chapter 5: Revolution or Regime Change. By 2011, the world was on fire. The Arab Spring had started sweeping across North Africa and the Middle East like a political wildfire. Tunisia fell, Egypt followed, and suddenly, all eyes were on Libya. After 42 years of Gaddafi's rule, protests erupted in Benghazi. At first, it looked like just another uprising, but this one had teeth, and soon, tanks. Gaddafi didn't exactly play it cool. He called the protesters rats, threatened to hunt them down house by house, and launched military crackdowns that shocked the world. But here's where things got murky. Almost overnight, a rebel force appeared. Badly organized, lightly armed, but oddly well-connected. NATO got involved fast. By March 2011, the UN approved a no-fly zone, and NATO began bombing Gaddafi's military under the banner of humanitarian intervention. But was it really just about protecting civilians, or was something else on the table? Leaked Hillary Clinton emails revealed France had 5 motives for pushing the Libya war. One of them? Gaddafi's 143 tons of gold and a plan to introduce a pan-African currency. The kind of idea that gives central banks heartburn. Libya also had the largest oil reserves in Africa, producing nearly 1.6 million barrels a day. That's a lot of leverage, if you're sitting on it. As Tripoli fell, Gaddafi fled. For weeks he hid near his hometown of Sirte, still clutching a golden pistol. Then, on October 20th, 2011, he was captured by rebels in a drainage pipe and beaten to death on camera. No trial. No real answers. Just a gruesome end for a man who once dreamed of ruling Africa. Was Gaddafi a brutal dictator who got what he deserved, or a visionary leader who was taken out because he challenged Western power? Let us know in the comments below. Here's another video history buffs enjoyed watching. Bye for now.
Guys, hold on. Let me give a special shout out to that channel, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to that channel, the video that we're just playing. Let's see here. That was Untold Real History. Untold Real History. But guys, I'll put the link in the chat room. Again, we've seen the videos of Gaddafi being dragged in the street, and Maduro's fate has been, like I said, he's being coddled. He's being pampered. He's being babied. But guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Yes, Saddam Hussein caught hell as well. Because it's interesting, like when it comes to Saddam Hussein, when it comes to Gaddafi, they didn't bring them to America to stand trial. Again, they didn't bring them to America to stand trial like they're doing Maduro. Saddam Hussein stood trial in Saddam Hussein. He stood trial in Iraq and ended up being executed. And then we saw what happened to Gaddafi. So Maduro's he actually has the opportunity to defend himself. Again, he has the opportunity to defend himself. So, guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Kala.
What's going on, Dinus? What's going on, brother?
What's up, Kala?
Hanging in there. Long time no hear, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. This is interesting. About Gaddafi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had mixed feelings on Gaddafi, but when he said that he was ready to donate like $50 million to renovate the Ducor Hotel, and out of that $50 million, he was going to revamp Liberia's. He was very generous with his money all over the continent.
Right.
And so when Africans basically sat there like a bunch of bug-eyed coons and let that happen and said nothing, it just is really disheartening. Gaddafi had his problems, right? But the bottom line, I think he basically he challenged the Western powers. I always ask the question, right? I talk to a lot of Africans, right? As you know, I said, "How do you think you guys are going to get any place? You got like 50 currencies on the continent, backed by nothing." He had an idea: the gold bullion backed currency for everybody in the continent. Imagine if all these African countries could tap into that. That would actually be bigger than BRICS.
Right.
Gold-backed reserves and oil, billions of dollars worth of oil reserves, right? Backed by one particular currency, a dinar, gold and an oil dinar. It would have lifted the whole entire continent into the middle class and upper middle class in like 10 years. 10 years right now, Africa should be a first world area right now,
Mm-hmm.
You got this clown of Big Cheese in the chat room right there. Look, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you another thing, right? People think Pan-Africa is dead. No, it's coming back with a vengeance. Sir, you see that? You should talk to a show on I Show Speed, Dinus. You heard about him?
Yeah. He's over there now.
Yeah, but the bottom line, 45 million people. And also it's affecting how white people see Africa. They say, oh, man, we didn't know they had cities. Yeah, what do you think I've been talking about for years? I talked about countries like Angola. I said, you got modern cities in Africa. More and more people are living in a modern life. And when you think about it, right? I thought about something. Just to get off the topic, right?
No, go ahead.
If you basically like in Virginia Beach, beautiful Virginia Beach, black middle class and everything like that, right? Love it, right? On New Year's Eve, right? A young man who they said it was working, always smiled a lot, right? Was in a nice neighborhood, right? Ocean Lakes, right? I know the neighborhood, right? But Ocean Lakes was like one time had like a low income black section, but it's like a whole suburb. It's a whole suburb subdivision, real nice, right? Tell me why there was a house party, 40 people, right? Fight broke out, right? Guns come out, and this young guy, 19 years old, lost his life. That's what the FBA can't explain. I don't see that happening in Africa, in a middle-class neighborhood where you're more likely in Africa to live a good life without having to worry about gunfire and shit like that, So what I'm saying is Africa is coming back, right? Because the idea that we're here and we're ADOS, FBA, but if you can't enjoy the America that white people have, what's the point of it? White people don't have to worry about getting killed. They can't going to a house party and getting killed. So in other words, we live in two different Americas. And this happened in a middle-class neighborhood. So in other words, we're subjected to this different standards of way of life in America. That's what people like Big Cheese don't understand why they talk about FBA. I said like a couple months, I said, let me give the FBAs a chance, right? And so I said, okay, so what's the FBA's plan for, get this, Dinus, the state of New Jersey, right? And the purchasing power of the state of New Jersey. The state purchases things from the public procurement services, right? Get this. whatever, Big Cheese. $18 billion, right? Out of every $100 spent by the state on the public services, guess how much black people get? 15 cents. And state in New Jersey is a Democratic state. So tell me, what were black people in the state of New Jersey, Democratic stronghold, what were they getting for their vote? Nothing. So this argument that, okay, we could continue going on where we are right now is a farce. It's time to start thinking about nationhood. It's time to have an Africa plan. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. You know, there's no more discussing it. 15 cents out of every $100. White people, the median income in the state of New Jersey for white people is $600,000, Dinus. You know what it's for black people? 20,000. You know what that means? There's a disproportionate number of black people in poverty. There's some black people with money in New Jersey, right? But the number of poor in New Jersey has brought the median income to $20,000. 17 billion out of $18 billion spent goes to white businesses in New Jersey. But yet that's a Democratic state. It seems like black people do better in purple and red states than they do in the blue states. Why is that? You know, so it's all about white supremacy. Same thing why they took Gaddafi out, white supremacy. That's all it is, right? And also about Maduro, all these people crying about Maduro. I don't care about this guy. I don't care about him one bit. You know, if you're going to do what you want, you understand Monroe Doctrine. Now it's called Donroe Doctrine. What do you think about that? The Donroe Doctrine.
Donroe Doctrine.
They come and talk about that on my show tonight, the Donroe Doctrine. So in other words, they're basically revitalizing the Monroe Doctrine. People like Big Cheese and the FBA don't understand. As long as you live in this Western Hemisphere, like some people say, yeah, the Caribbean ain't gonna do nothing. Why? Because it falls under the Monroe Doctrine. The only place that we can build is Africa. That's it. Because like I say, I had people tell me America really doesn't really have a plan for Africa other than and the only reason why Gaddafi happened, listen to this carefully. The only reason why Gaddafi happened is because the relationship the United States have with France. Remember something, who underwrites France's bonds and stuff like that? Wall Street, right? So if they tell Wall Street, look, if Gaddafi does this, you're not going to get your money back. What do you think is going to happen?
Right.
So people need to understand how geopolitics work. How do you think Vietnam happened? The French bank used Wall Street funds and pension funds, whatever like that, hedge funds, whatever like that, to bankroll Southeast Asia, Saigon. When the communist comes, you lose everything. That means you'll have inflation for 100 years because you'll lose everything because you have no way of getting back. So therefore, any place where the French, and I'm not really hopeful for the AES. I'm sorry. People say,
why not, Color?
Well, it's like this. Okay, they got some short-term victories right now, right? And it's got to be this guy 1776 is a clown. Check this out. This is the problem. The French put billions of dollars in uranium mines, everything. Do you really think they're going to let that just go just like that? Knowing history?
I thought they already got the mines back from the French.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but do you think the French are going to let that fly? See, the other thing, we expect them to act like we do emotionally, just attack. Oh yeah, like this. They'll say, you know something. They'll wait. They're biding their time. They know they got. Okay, we'll wait like 10 years. We'll wait it out. We'll wait when the Africans. That's what happened with Gaddafi. They didn't get him right away. They waited. They waited for the Arab Spring. That was a perfect time. See, they're strategic. They're plotting Traore and all these people downfall right now, as we speak. Learn history, folks. Learn history. Same thing happened to Gaddafi is eventually going to happen. And it's how, unfortunately, that's the way it is because Africans don't think long term. Okay, you're going to take these minerals. Do you really think Russia's going to come to the aid of the AES, Dinus?
No. Well, do you know what happened in Venezuela?
Yeah, Russia didn't do anything.
No, so Kala, Russia had sold Venezuela like $4 billion worth in surface-to-air missile. I mean, was it air-to-surface missile, like basically an air defense system. When America came, none of that shit worked.
Yeah, they sell old stuff and whatnot. The Soviets abandoned Angola, abandoned Cuba. Remember Cuban Missile Crisis?
Right.
The Soviets have a way. They're not going to have a direct confrontation. When it really comes down to it, the United States, Soviet, they're all the same. So it's not so all these.
I thought that shit was crazy. Like literally 2 months prior, like 3 months prior, Russia had sold Venezuela air defense system. Like they spent like $4 billion on it, and when America came, none of that shit worked.
Yep. Anyway, I just wanted to put that in there. You got Pam Mulattoism on. I think it's time for me to bow out.
Okay.
Peace and much love. Thanks for having me up. I try to keep everything
Oh
brief.
no. It's Kasha Nova's turn.
Oh, my bad.
Go
I
ahead,
ain't mean to
Kasha.
jump the line.
Thank you for being considerate, Donnie.
Is that Kashta?
Yes, sir. That's
What's
Costa.
on, man? How come you haven't come by my show yet, Kashta?
Carlo, man, I didn't even know you had.
Oh man, I've been on for a year. I just came back too, man. We got a big show. I do a show up. Probably do a show start like 8:30 tonight. Colonation, bro.
Okay, I'll definitely.
I miss whooping up on you, so stop by.
Hey, it's crazy. In the beginning of your statement, I was kind of completely in disagreement, but toward the end, like what you said about Trahori, I've been telling people this when we had these dialogues. When they did that with Nigeria, how they flew the I believe it was a military cargo plane over Burkina Faso's airspaces, and they made them land. That literally was a test. They're testing Trahori, and they're getting him to react. He's already behind because he's reacting to everything that the United States or the West is doing.
Oh yeah, they're just playing. They're playing with now. It's like a bug. Like you see what you said, bug. You say, "Oh, it's a scary bug," and you just play with it. You put your foot in front of them.
Yeah.
You put your like. Then when you get tired, what do?
The fact that he let them go, that was a military error. He was supposed to keep that equipment and also keep the people. If you understand military history and history in general, that's all they did. They did that to test it. They got caught in their lies, and they were supposed to be flying to Portugal. Portugal said they had no knowledge of them coming to Portugal or landing anywhere in Portugal. So that was a lie. It was proven to be a lie. And all they said was sorry. The delegation that Nigeria sent over to Burkina Faso to meet Captain Ibrahim Traore, all they said was sorry, and he let them go. Like, no, that's stupid. That's ignorant. So it's a military error this early on. Like you said, I believe they're plotting on them, and they're gonna get them when they make their first move.
It's just not that size. Mali, Niger, all these countries. They say, okay, we'll let you do that for a little while, but after some of that, what they don't want is that area to fall into the hands of the jihadi. They'll go in there before that happens. Because the jihadis fall and get a hold to uranium, get a hold of stuff like that. The West is in serious trouble. So before that happens, they're going to come in and take over, because that's what this is all about. They don't think Traore can hold on. If you see the type of weapons they have, why a Nigerian army abandoned their posts against Boko Haram. Boko Haram has some serious. African countries never have real weapons like that. They have rusty AK-47s. These people, Arabs, these terrorists, coming in with friggin' weapons like you won't believe. To make whole armies run like that. So
is that why they're so well equipped that
because
stopping the coup in Benin, but they can't stop the people in the north?
Yeah, the people in the north will get people. I did not think that was possible. I said, "Oh, Nigeria's going to crush these guys, Boko Haram." I really thought so. Then I said, when I saw whole police and army abandon that post, that's because the firepower is just too great. They got real weapons. They come from ISIS and all these people. These people got real weapons.
They also fight irregularly. Like they use children as suicide bombs. Like
they got all kinds of stuff like that. The African armies, I don't think, are ready for that. I don't think they're ready for that. So it's going to be interesting in the future. I would wish Troy and them the best, but I just don't want black people's spirits to get broken. Like some people thought Maduro was some hero, and his spirits are broken right now. And which we call Donald Trump. I don't know if that's him. That'll be coming on my show, Dinus. He says Cuba's next. I don't know if that's a real Donald Trump because guess what?
They're saying right now Cuba's pretty much a failed state. Like
they said Cuba's next. So the United States is thinking about Cuba, and he's also thinking about Greenland. So look,
And Carla, let Caster finish his point so I could get in.
Yeah, that was pretty much my point. They're gonna swoop in to get Trahori. As crazy as it sounds, I see a lot of people milk him up on the internet, and it was another failed coup in Burkina Faso. The citizens ran to the palace to protect Captain Ibrahim Traore, and what is that gonna do when missiles are falling, like with Gaddafi? What's that gonna do? That
yeah,
people run out there to the palace and we're gonna surround the palace
you got
and
some American Negroes talking about going join the battlefield.
if they could get a plane flight,
Yeah, yeah. So they haven't figured that part out yet.
yeah,
All right,
but
let me pass it. Go ahead, Pam Mulatto.
Yes, sir. Thanks, and I appreciate you passing me the mic. I try to make it brief as possible because I know it's another brother that wants to jump in the convo. The U.S. invading Venezuela, in my estimation, is a beautiful thing. I want to see Venezuela, also Cuba, since y'all brought up Cuba, also Colombia, also Mexico. I want to see these particular Latin American nations turned into U.S. territories comparable to a Puerto Rico. The reason that, in my estimation, not just Black Americans, but also mulatto Americans, we should allow these Latino nations to experience their karma is because these same exact Latino nations conspired with members of the U.S. government to flood tons of cocaine and fentanyl into Black American and mulatto American communities, which has taken the lives of potentially millions of Black Americans and mulatto Americans. So, since these particular Latino nations had no sympathy when they conspired with the U.S. government to flood Black and mulatto American communities with fentanyl and cocaine, killing us, we should have no sympathy when that same exact U.S. government invades these same Latin American nations and turns these Latin American nations into U.S. territories. And I relinquish the floor. Thanks for allowing me to speak.
No problem. Go ahead, Prince Steve. Unmute yourself.
What's going on, brother? Um, I, I just heard what Mulatto just said. I don't separate mulatto blacks from African Americans. So a mulatto is an African American, in my opinion. Just based off the one drop rule. But that's whole nother conversation. The other thing is, with the fentanyl and cocaine, I don't think that America should colonize Latin American countries because of fentanyl and cocaine. As a matter of fact, um, Venezuela is not even a major producer or even a major distributor of fentanyl. That's just most of the drugs are being ran through Mexico. The other thing is, if anybody's buying fentanyl or buying coke, that's their choice. They're the buyers. They have the demand for it. They have the need for that drug. That's why I just don't agree with people being blown up in the Caribbean Sea over um drug boats because I mean that's just BS. Like that's more of a law enforcement issue than just using missiles to go blow people up that are civilians. If anything, they just should serve the due process if they're transporting drugs. Plus, you're blowing up the evidence of the drugs. So how are they the bad guy if you don't have any evidence?
Is that rhetorical, or do you want me to respond respectfully? Because we can have a dialogue, but I know it's a sister on the panel that wants to speak, so I'll keep it brief. Brother, when you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. These Latin American
I'm I'm
nations
I'm not I'm
lay.
not getting what you said. That's just like saying America
Well,
should
brother,
go
allow
up
me
and
to answer the question, brother. Allow me to answer the question respectfully. When you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. These Latin American nations, they got in bed with the U.S. government. They conspired to flood your community with cocaine, which you omitted, and fentanyl which has killed members of your own ethnicity. Let them experience their own karma. They had no sympathy for you. You should not be up here
Hold on,
cheerleading for
hold
them.
on, hold on, hold on. But see, I got a choice if I want to take coke or fentanyl.
And
You
they
see
had a
what I'm
choice.
saying?
They had a choice as to whether or not they would sell these same drugs to the U.S. government to flood your community with. Right? They had a choice, and they
Dog,
chose
that's
to
BS
flood your
though.
community. They
That's
chose to
BS.
flood your community. Let them advocate for themselves. You don't have to advocate for them.
Isn't the
Respectfully.
U.S. just isn't the U.S. just as guilty as the Latin American countries if they made the deal?
Exactly. That's why I said they were co-conspirators.
So you're saying the U.S. should colonize them in order to punish them,
Yes, for sure. That's their karma.
and they were a part of the deal. So they're both
Exactly.
were conspiring to do this. It
That's my
doesn't make
point.
sense. What I'm trying to get to, what I'm trying to get to, and also you are African American brother. The whole mulatto foolishness
Yes,
is crazy.
brother. Don't get distracted. Let's stick to the point.
Okay, so that's exactly what I'm saying. Now as far as Trey, that's just a crazy situation. I just don't think that this is going to be the last time that he attempt to take him out. And it's crazy how we just have this infighting is out of control. But as far as this other brother, colonizing Latin American countries just does not make sense. It does not make
Brother,
sense.
Latinos are colonizing your community today. Look at the number of illegal aliens from Latin America that now outnumber your own ethnicity in your own country. They're colonizing you today. They call it Reconquista. Have you heard this term before? Respectfully.
I've heard that term before.
Okay, so they are unapologetically colonizing your country. Why are you cheerleading for them and advocating for them when the U.S. government invades their countries after they have invaded your country, brother? Let them advocate for themselves, please. And allow the other sister to get. I think her name is Wildflower.
Brother, do you really know how the U.S. came to be? Do you really know what manifest destiny is?
And we're still manifesting our destiny. Pass the mic, brother. Respectfully.
No, 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 no. We went from the East Coast all the way to the
And
California
now we're in
coast,
Latin America, brother.
and we killed a bunch of people and annexed a
Yes, and
bunch of
now we're
land
in Latin America. We will
and
continue
displaced a lot of
this.
people.
Our history
This is
will be our
crazy.
future, brother. Respectfully, our history will be our future,
So, do you identify yourself as a Pan African, or are you more of an American imperialist person?
brother. You see, my name is Pan Mulattoism. I'm a Pan Mulattoist, but I'm
So,
America
so,
first. I'm USA first. Respectfully.
hey, man, it sounds like some bullshit. Like I'm just being real with
All
you.
right,
I'm not
brother.
trying to.
Don't cry for them. They're not crying for you. Respectfully.
Man, these white people ain't crying for your ass, and you fucking call
Exactly. And I'm not
yourself
advocating for
mulatto.
them. That's my point. I'm
You are
advocating.
black. Hey, look, you are black.
You're
Stop all
distracted,
this
brother.
shit. You are
All right.
African. You are African descent.
Well,
All right,
Pretty
before
sure
you
you
get
I
call
eighty,
got,
yourself
I got, I got, I
FBA.
got, I got to pass the mic to Wildflower. Go ahead,
yeah,
Wildflower.
thank
Hold
you,
on.
Hi, panel. I hope everybody's doing well. Hi, Dynasty. So I hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, so what I understand, are we talking about Gaddafi or are we talking about Maduro? Because like the picture kind of,
Well,
I
I'm
don't know
saying
what's
it.
happening.
I'm saying Maduro got off easy. Look at what happened to Gaddafi. Maduro got off easy.
Yeah, I mean, with Gaddafi, he was really let down by a number of African presidents. You know, they chose to look the other way. And Gaddafi did a lot of good things in African countries. He tried to sort of support Pan-Africanism. He supported a lot of the anti-colonial movements in different parts of Africa, offering training, helping with infrastructure. And he just wanted, Africa to have one currency, backed by our many mineral resources, which would have made us really successful. And, the other African leaders just really sold him out, and we didn't really, now it's like the slave markets in Libya. The place has become a hellhole. But, it just goes to show that sometimes, you're just on your own. I think he thought he had other African leaders to have his back, but they didn't. Maduro probably, he's just, he's got a chance to defend himself and have a case, have his lawyers speak for him and, represent his case. So definitely, I don't want what's happened to Maduro to happen to the guys in the Sahel. I really feel like, they're really trying to, improve the nations against all odds. But if we don't fix our defense as our people, we really are going to be, eaten by the predators. Africans, just Black people globally, we're surrounded by predators of zero color. And they eye all of our resources, our culture, our bodies. They want to consume all of us. And we don't have no defense apart from prayers, thoughts and prayers, and going to church or the mosque, or just being, a very, you know, submissive Black person, not to get eaten. But that's not the way we're going to survive. As a people, we have to have a strategy to defend ourselves, because it will be how we preserve our race. And I see a lot of Black people, we don't have that self-preservation mindset. That's why you get us swirling and trying to be kumbaya and holding hands with people that want to they're predators. We don't think about defending ourselves. And the Sahel guys, they've actually shown Black people globally that it's about defense. That's why they're wearing military fatigue. They're not wearing prayer things and prayer clothes. They're like, we got to be fighting. Our ancestors used to be warriors, and then we started to become people who pray. And the people around us, they have nuclear bombs. They don't have mosques or churches where they go and say, oh, I hope Black people allow us to steal from them. They're like, well, if you don't give me your stuff, I'm going to attack you, and I've got the best weapons. And we just give them everything. So as a people, we really need to prioritize self-defense, because it's the only way we're going to make it.
Okay, go ahead, Sam, man. Sam, man.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so these military occupations in these other countries, we have to keep in mind that this stuff is expensive. We pulled out of Afghanistan because that cost our federal budget, $7 trillion over the lifetime of that occupation. So hopefully, this occupation in Venezuela, or if he decides to do something with Colombia or Cuba, those are quick and swiftly. Or if he does, uh, decide to occupy it, then of course, we're going to have to uh, 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 take their resources to compensate for the cost of occupying those places. The budget for the military is like what, a couple $1 trillion annually for the military and armed forces. So, of course, we got to keep our troops, occupied doing something. So if they're going to be stopping, taking over the oil war, stopping the drug trade in the Middle East, and of course, I mean, not in the Middle East, but in the Caribbean, then I guess that could be financially valuable for the federal government, the United States federal government, long term. But like, yeah, that's how it goes. When we invaded Iraq, we put their oil in escrow, and that's something that we can borrow against. So I assume that Trump is going to put the Venezuela oil, even though it's crude oil, in escrow as well, and then hopefully he doesn't decide to move up against any African countries and occupy any of those, because of course we'll have to take their resources as well to compensate for the cost of occupation. So yeah, I mean, Maduro, he's small potatoes in the big scheme of things. I believe it's a huge international finances that's going on when it comes to resources and the fighting for those resources. um It's interesting that you guys mentioned that Russia gave Venezuela all of those weapons and they didn't even work. But when Biden gave Ukraine all of those weapons to fight Russia, they seemed to be working, even though they were used weapons. So that's a show of force that the United States weapons manufacturers are higher quality than the Russian weapons manufacturer. And we'll see, you know, if there's anything that sparks up in the South China Sea, if China is just bluffing as well, or if their weapons are the real deal. But Venezuela, Brazil, a lot of those countries in the Caribbean and South America were talking about they were joining BRICS. Nigeria said that they were are going to partner with BRICS, and then through all of these occupations or these partnerships with BRICS, you know, it appears that Russia and China are reneging on their partnerships, and they're afraid to go, you know, fisticuffs with the United States military. So I guess Trump is calling their bluff. But yeah, I guess we just gotta wait till all of this stuff, you know, rears his ugly head. As for the fentanyl and stuff like that, a lot of the precursors for fentanyl, those drugs, they come from China. They're sold in the black market, and these cartels in Mexico and in these Caribbean countries, they actually pay like chemistry students and science students out of their own country to whip up these synthetic drugs off of the precursor to sell them in the United States. So it's big business, you know. So China is kind of backdooring us when it comes to the fentanyl crisis that's been going on in the United States. Even though they're saying that, hey, you know, we're not the ones that's doing it. I mean, technically they're not the ones, but you know, they're helping those cartels in the middle, in the Caribbean and in Mexico to make those concoctions. So yeah, we'll see how everything turns out. You know, it's a big chess match, and hopefully Trump can checkmate these guys, or if not, then you know we're going to be in for a wild ride coming up and going into the next decade.
All right, go ahead, Pierre. Mute yourself, Pierre.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Respect. Happy New Year to everybody. Good show. Good show. I'm just here to talk about Gaddafi and Maduro. Now, the thing about Gaddafi is that what black people don't understand is, and I'm going off of what the brothers were arguing about before about Latinos in general and black people in general. The thing about it is that Gaddafi and Maduro were unique because Gaddafi was an Arab who wanted to help Africa because he wanted to start a bank, and the bank was going to be backed by gold. He wanted to start something called a dinar, and that's why got a target on his back, you know, because that would have fucked with the currency, the dominance with the currency, with the petrodollar. Also, Maduro was kind of doing the same thing. He was doing something with BRICS, and he had the oil. He had one of the largest reserves of oil in the world. And what he was going to do was he was going to make a deal with China. And the thing with China was they was going to deal in yuan, in Chinese currency, and the USA want that. So what happened is, though, even though you can look at Gaddafi and Maduro, both of them are unique because both of them, they was trying to help black people. But when you look at the Arabs and the Arab slave trade, and in general, what happened in Northern Africa, they're not really trying to help Africa because that's the thing. Because if you look at the UAE, and what's going on in Sudan, what's going on over there, and in North Africa, and even in certain cases, you could tell like the Northern Africa, the Arabs, they're anti-Africa, and they're the ones who messed up when they were about to do the Ghana. They was about to make the deal to make the African Union. They're the ones who kind of went against it and made the Casablanca group or whatever that wins, and that made a. And right when Africa was about to form the African Union in a proper way, the way the guy from Ghana wanted, it, they messed that up. So you have to look at that. But Africans don't realize that Arabs as a group, they don't even look at themselves as African. Even when you look at Egypt, they try to change the fact that Egypt was is black. They're trying to change the history, and it's known that area, even the whole Mesopotamian, the Assyrian civilizations, the Mesopotamian civilization, the Egyptian civilization was black, but they're even trying to change that. So we're not aware, and also as Haiti, when you speak of Venezuela and Haiti in the Latino collection, Haiti and Venezuela are connected because a lot of people don't know it was about the Bolivarian Revolution. Because what happened was Haiti is the first point of contact with when the Spaniards first started coming over here. Because what happened is, a lot of people don't know, Columbus wrote in his diary when he came here, he found the Tainos in Haiti, and they were black because the Americas had an indigenous black civilization that started with the Olmecs, because the Olmecs was the foundational civilization of the Americas, and that was a black civilization, even though everybody tries to deny it. But to make a long story short, when Columbus came, he wrote it in his diary that he found Tainos here, they were black. And what happened was, they were Spaniards and they were Visigoths, and they came. And once the Spaniards did the invasion, they were the first waves that came, of course, with the Moors. And the Spaniards came, and that's when the Spaniards colonized South America. They used Haiti as a base, and they colonized South America.
Hey, bro, you got 30 seconds. I got to pass the mic.
All right, cool. But to make a long story short is that Haiti, when Haiti helped the Venezuelan fight the revolution, because Haiti had the indigenous army of Haiti, and the indigenous army of Haiti is what fought the Haitian Revolution. And after they fought the revolution, Bolivarians, they was fighting a revolution, and they came to Haiti, and the indigenous army of Haiti, they helped them, the Bolivarian fight a revolution. And they said, if we help you fight this revolution, you got to end slavery and you got to help Haiti. And what happened was, after they fought the revolution, they turned their back on Haiti, and they united Haiti.
I got to pass the mic. Go ahead, V.
All right.
I was on before V done it. I just dropped off.
You dropped off, so it's V then it's you. Go ahead, V.
Oh, hello everyone. How are you all doing?
Good.
All right, thank you. Yeah. I heard you talking about Gaddafi, and some of your panelists were saying that it's the African leaders that let Gaddafi down. Some African leaders did let him down because they didn't trust him due to his earlier, whereby he was gravitating towards the Arabs mainly, as most of the North Africans do. But later he turned round and started gravitating towards Africa as a whole. And then he wanted to, like one of your panelists just said, that he wanted to bring about African currency, which the French particularly hated, because if that had succeeded, then their safer would have been gone. So they hated it. So that was one. He was also trying to build a nuclear weapon, and this time it was the British Prime Minister that persuaded him to give it up. Unfortunately, he listened to them, and he did. And that was another downfall. And the Arabs also let him down. The Arabs also didn't support him. The Arabs also wanted him gone because they saw him as too much of a revolutionary for them. He was a firebrand. And if you listen to some of his old speeches, when he goes to the Arab leagues and stuff, the way he speaks, he really, really laid into them. So that was a lot of reasons why they didn't want Gaddafi. They wanted Gaddafi gone. And also, Libya is also, again, resource rich. They have, they have enough gas and oil. and also Libya being almost entirely desert. This man, you know, built Gaddafi. I mean, built this sophisticated water all over the countries, being a desert, but they have a lot of water, at their disposal. And I know people that even live there say they don't even pay water bills, and so he wasn't as bad as people make him out, except that the politics that he played in the end catch up with him, and unfortunately, it destroyed him. And when they managed to get rid of him, he did had a huge uh, gold reserve. It all disappeared. It all, even recently, I heard a speech where his son, Saif Gaddafi, was demanding that where is that gold? They took it all. There was tons of gold apparently in his vault. So they just set out to destroy the man. I mean, latter part of his governance, he wasn't as bad as at the beginning. At the beginning, I wasn't much aware of him, but later I learned all this about him later, that he wasn't as bad. He has changed a lot. He wanted to bring a lot of conciliatory within Africa and wanted to gather the
Hey, V,
Africans together.
you got 30 seconds, V. 30 seconds.
Okay, and he wanted to bring a lot of unity within the Africa, but they didn't want it, and then they somehow conspired with the Arabs involved, and the NATO came in and took him out. And I heard somebody was also talking about Traore again. I don't know why the Americans are so pessimistic about Traore. They get rid of Traore today, there'll be another Traore coming up, because Africans are changing. Africans don't want that bullshit that we have had. And we know we have a lot of puppet leaders that are destroying that continent. They've been doing it since time immemorial. You can talk about it hundreds of years. We have leaders of their kind, and they have not helped the continent. They help facilitate the enslaving of Africans by the Arabs, and then by the Guinea Coast, transatlantic slave trade, and all that. And some of them are still there today. They also hate people like the AES. They hate them because they represent something that they can never be. They get rid of Traore, they get rid of Goita, they get rid of Chiani. There will be another one coming. Believe me, because the younger generation
All
now.
right, V,
Not...
I got it. Let me pass it to Elvis, and I got to pass it to Brad after that. Go ahead, Elvis.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Look, I mean, this whole topic with Gaddafi is always funny to me because most people are uninformed about who he really was. When people talk about a currency called a dinar, they don't even understand that's an Arab word. That's what they call most of the Arab nation. That's what their currency is called, the dinar. I think it's only Saudi Arabia that has the riyal, but it was going to be Arab, buys, and the continent of Africa is like 85% black sub-Saharan Africans, and you're going to be led by some Arab wannabe guy who is calling the currency the dinar that is foreign to us and comes from Arabia. It's just a silly thing. And these people, praise Gaddafi when he was a terrorist, a warmonger, somebody who trained rebels to go into West Africa and Southern Africa and kill people. And you think he was a hero? He paid over $2 billion to settle a terroristic act with the Lockerbie bombing. He killed Americans in Dresden, in Germany. The guy was a terrorist, a bona fide terrorist. So if you're going to praise him, that means you're in favor of terrorists. But on this whole issue of liking him to Maduro, the United States now is calling for is pointing out the Monroe Doctrine and all these different things having, a sphere of influence in the Western Hemisphere. All those things are fine. If that was your reason for taking him out, fine, just say that. But now don't call back to those things, about the Monroe Doctrine when you said he was a drug dealer and that's why you want to arrest him. So it's just a confusing game because now people are talking about, well, this is our hemisphere, we're going to control it. Fine, that's what you want to do. Fine, but don't say he was a drug dealer because, like everybody's saying, there's a Chinese who goes to Mexico with the Sinaloa cartel and teaches them how to make fentanyl, and they send that to the United States. Venezuela is not even the drug scene is not even that sophisticated to be making fentanyl. They're usually doing cocaine, and sending it out to Europe through Suriname. So it's a whole lot of bullshit that a lot of people are spewing without really doing it with a thorough research to understand what they're really talking about. But I'll pass the mic, Darius. Brandon, could come.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Jesus Christ, I actually agree with Elvis on something. This bag of Win V, I mean, she just worships the Arab and she just worships the white man. Dinus, what you have to understand is that these ignorant black people in the UK, they are so attached to white people, they have no hope in the ability of a black African person to do anything. If I'm talking funny, I just got my wisdom teeth removed, so bear with me. Look at this bag of wind, bro. She's talking about Gaddafi as if she was sleeping with the dude. She knows nothing about him. She knows nothing about Libya. She knows nothing about Traore. She's just hoping that these people are actually good. Here's my question, Dinus. This is my question to the whole damn panel. If Donald Trump died today, would America descend into chaos and start open up open air African slave markets, Dinus?
No.
Okay. So I want to know how her black ass is going to tell me that Gaddafi is this great leader when as soon as he died, black people were immediately re-enslaved in his country. And he ruled the country for like 40 years. What is that telling you, Dinus? What the Negroes, he's not even Negro, what he said in front of the camera was very different from the message that he was giving his people on the ground. Gaddafi did nothing to end anti-black sentiment in Libya. He talked about a bunch of stuff because he wanted to be able to be in control of Africa. United States of Africa with who as the president? Him. He just was a dictator. He wanted to hold on to power, and I'm glad he's dead. Traore, you know, I said I was going to give Traore a pass, and I'm doing that. I haven't been bashing him. I've been going at him. This lady said Africans are changing. Bro, how long have dictators been throwing over African governments, bro? Since these countries gained independence. So what's changing? And it's crazy to me how old folk with gray up in their head, Dinus, think that going back in a circular motion to the days of old somehow represents change. They hate progress, Dinus. They hate prosperity because prosperity means that they actually have to do something. I see people in the comments. Oh, Dinus has these bad friends. Brandon O'Shea did it. Yeah, Dinus has friends that are doing something, not sitting on the damn internet talking about Maduro is good while Venezuelans are saying that they're glad that he's gone. How are a bunch of black people who ain't never set foot in Venezuela gonna tell those people what's best for them when y'all can't even figure out what's best for y'all? Your countries are in shambles. The Venezuelans came in, ran you up out of your own neighborhoods. Trindale Agua, a Venezuelan gang, came in, was prostituting black women on the street. And y'all over here cheering, Maduro, Maduro. Maduro ran those people out the country. So here's the thing. I want Dinus, I just want to end on this. I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Black people was cheering for immigrants to come into the United States of America seeking asylum. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. Now tell me this. How do you cheer for the Venezuelans to come in seeking asylum, saying they're running away from their country because they're in fear of their life, right, Dinus? So you want to give them the asylum. But at the same time, celebrate, cheer, and defend the person who they were running from, Dinus. How do you do that? That is exclusive to the Negro. You acknowledge that the people are running from Venezuela because of oppression and violence. But then at the same time, you celebrate, cheer, and defend the person who was doing violence to them and oppressing them. Like, we can't be this stupid. It's cognitive dissonance. You are literally trying to entertain two opposing ideas at the same time. Either Maduro was bad and he chased those people out of the country because he was evil and they had to come here to seek asylum, or Maduro was good and those immigrants were bad and they were lying about why they needed asylum in this country. Either way, conservatives were right from the jump. We told you, send them back to their country. If Maduro is good, then we were right. If Maduro was bad, then we're still right. We're right to get rid of him. If he's bad, we're right to get rid of him. If he's good, we were right to send those Venezuelans back to Venezuela. You're not going to win this argument. Stop trying to just make stuff up because you end up sounding stupid.
And Brandon, you make a great point because in Venezuela, LGBTQ is illegal. Female reproduction rights is illegal. So a lot of that stuff is illegal.
Dinus, our ancestors taught us if you don't got your head on straight, you will find yourself begging to be put in chains. This is what black people are wanting. They want a dictator because when you have a dictator stripping you of your freedoms, guess what? Then you could play victim, which is what we want to be. We want to be the world's victim class. So if we put a dictator in power, we could pretend like we were ignorant and we didn't know and then complain about what he's doing. When I will not accept Traore.
Real quick, bro, let me read this. So in Venezuela, anyone that performs the abortion punishment could be 1 to 3 years.
Yeah, they don't want no abortion. Meanwhile, black folks filling up abortion clinics in America and literally were voting based on whether or not they could get abortions. How do you celebrate someone who enforces a bunch of things that you could never live under yourself and tell people that this is good for them? The Venezuelan people know what's best for them, right? You can't even get your community in order, but you think you know enough to tell somebody what to do with a whole country. They bought into socialism. It failed. They ended up in poverty. They were on the Maduro diet, where the average adult lost 20 to 30 pounds because they couldn't find enough to eat. And you're telling those people, this is what you deserve. But I'm telling you, it just points, Dinus, to the low-mindedness of a lot of black people. We love suffering because if you suffer, you get to play the victim. Donald Trump has not done a single thing to hurt black people. We look all over America. We see the Venezuelan immigrants coming in. They're taking over apartment buildings. They're abusing black people. They're abusing black people, right? And now, all of a sudden, black people say they want them out last year. Now they talking about they want them here. And now that we're getting rid of their dictator, right, who has had a warrant out for his
is someone else going to talk? What's going on?
You had your chance. You had your chance, and you chose to spew nonsense. Now shut up.
You've been talking for over 6 minutes.
All right, y'all.
Minutes.
Let's be respectful. Brandon, 20 seconds. Let me pass it to
I'm the only
Jay.
one making sense up here. I got a bunch of bootlicking Africans kissing Gaddafi's tip, dude.
Listen, you don't have any clue what you're talking about.
Yes, I do. You don't. You don't.
I gotta pass the mic to Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Tell her to spell Gaddafi.
Hey,
Tell her to spell Gaddafi.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Brandon, if I'm not wrong, Dinus, I've heard him with the rhetoric of supporting Gaddafi. Now,
who, me?
Dinus.
Some things I support Gaddafi with. All
yes.
I'm saying is, no. On some points, I support Gaddafi. All right, but all I'm saying is, what happened? What happened to Gaddafi was he did not deserve that, and the hypocrisy behind what happened to Gaddafi. The same people who are cheering for Maduro and saying what Trump did wrong for Maduro, a lot of those same people voted for Hillary Clinton after she was cheering after Gaddafi was murdered.
They sure did. Black
and they still voted for Hillary Clinton. And they still voted for Hillary Clinton.
Now, Dinus.
Go ahead.
And she laughed at Gaddafi getting killed.
Brandon essentially just said you were kissing Gaddafi's tip.
I didn't say that because I never heard Gaddafi. I heard Dinus say things that he agreed with Gaddafi on, but at the same time, I've also heard Dinus.
Now, let me continue. What?
I want to answer the question.
Go ahead.
I want to answer his question about how he said, what would happen if the American government fell right now? If the American government fell to exist, if that would be good or bad. Like he said something what would black people do?
Let's table that for a minute, brother. Let's table that for a minute.
No, I want to hear that. The shit you talking about is what needs to be tabled.
No. Let Jay talk. It's Jay's turn. Jay has the floor. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
The thing is, I agree with Elvis and Brandon more on Gaddafi. You see what I'm saying? the thing with Gaddafi is that's different than Venezuela, right? The people in Libya overthrew Gaddafi. Now, if you have a leader in another
No, no,
country,
no, no. It was
no,
not.
no,
It was
Dinus,
not.
hold on, brother.
Who
Hold
The
on,
provided
United
and
States
funded? Who
overthrew him.
provided and funded the coup?
Hold on, brother. Let me continue on. Because if you remember what happened at that period of time, in Tunisia, a guy set himself on fire, a vendor set himself on fire to protest the government of Tunisia. It started the Arab Spring, they called it, where you had protests in Tunisia, Egypt, Libya,
That was
all over the
manufactured
Arab
by the
world.
Americans.
Yeah, Jay, you're completely
Yeah, but
you're completely ignoring that it was completely funded by the UN and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
okay, if you can find me a
Hillary Clinton said,
source,
"We went in, he died."
if
She
you
literally
can
admitted
find
that the
me,
United States killed him.
Dinus, find
The
me
removal of
some
Gaddafi,
credible.
the Arab
Hold on,
Spring
hold on.
was
Let
Once
Jay
again,
go ahead, Jay. So I
other
can find
people
one.
need to talk as well.
Find me some credible sources that support that claim.
Oh, there's
Hillary,
plenty,
wait.
plenty.
Hold on. Jay, Hillary Clinton literally came on after Gaddafi was killed. It was like, we came, we conquered, he's dead. She
At
literally
a
came and
press
said that.
conference, she said this at a press conference.
Obama had a press conference where he greenlighted.
Okay, so did America cause Hosni Mubarak in Egypt at the same time to get kicked out of power?
I'm not talking about Egypt. I'm
Why are
talking
you
about
trying to
Gaddafi
change the
in Libya.
subject, bro?
I'm talking about
a similar thing.
No,
I'm
it's
saying
not.
it's a red
conspiracy
herring.
theory.
Yeah, I'm talking about Gaddafi in Libya. Obama greenlighted it. Hillary greenlighted it. After he was assassinated, Hillary was celebrating for it. And
Obama said that it was one of the low points of his presidency. He literally took responsibility for killing Gaddafi. What are you talking about, bro?
I can't
go back to the third grade.
I can't change your guys' mind on that.
No, you can't change
our
our
mind. Well, there's nothing. Jay, there's nothing to change.
Dinus,
Like,
get this dude out of here.
You're not making it. Jay, what's your point? Are you saying the U.S.
So
didn't? Are you saying the U.S.? Jay, I'm asking. No, Jay, I'm asking you a question. Are you on this platform saying that the United States of America under Barack Obama did not support and fund the overthrow and assassination of Gaddafi? Is that what you're saying?
I don't believe. I don't believe America funded it.
It's not what you believe,
it's not what you
We have
believe.
facts.
It's what happened. Hold on. We're gonna end this right now. Hold on one second.
These dudes
go ahead and continue, Jay. But we'll just pull up the video. Go ahead, Jay.
But this is what I'm saying though. With Maduro, right? It's a different circumstance. Here you actually have proof that America went in and removed him from office. There's no guesswork on it now.
There's no guesswork on Gaddafi. What are you talking about?
Okay, like I said, I don't really want to argue the Gaddafi point. I'm just
There's
saying
nothing
the
you're arguing.
Okay, I'd like to say something about Gaddafi. Can I say something about Gaddafi real quick?
Hey, shut up.
Can I say something about Gaddafi?
No.
The thing about Gaddafi is,
you have to wait your turn, bro.
Hold on. No. We're gonna hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me pull it. Somebody needs to mute their mic. Hold on.
I got it up.
This is crazy. This dude is really saying America did not play a role in this.
I got it up for you right there. Okay.
No, I just played.
More resistance from Gaddafi militias as they approach the city of Sirte, which is Gaddafi's hometown. A U.S. official says a State Department diplomat is now going to Benghazi, where they will meet with rebel leaders for the first time. Meantime, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton meets with dozens of other foreign ministers and diplomats in London to discuss the next steps in Libya, including possible exile for Gaddafi. That follows President Obama's long-awaited speech to spell out his reasons for taking on the Gaddafi regime. CBS News senior White House correspondent Bill Plant joins us with more on all of that. Bill, good morning.
Good morning to you, Erica. The president defended his decision to use military force in Libya. He said that when the interests and values of military force in Libya, to you, Erica, the president defended his decision to use military force in Libya. The president defended his decision to use military force in Libya. He said that when the interests and values of the U.S. are at stake, he has a moral obligation to act. And he said military force into Libya to stop a massacre.
We struck regime forces approaching Benghazi to save that city and the people within it. We hit Gaddafi's air defenses, which paved the way for a no-fly zone. And tonight, I can report that we have stopped Gaddafi's deadly advance.
Go ahead, Jay.
Dinus.
No,
Okay,
hold on,
one
hold
second,
on, Brandon.
one second,
Go ahead,
Brandon.
Jay.
One
Go
second,
ahead,
Brandon.
no,
The
God,
thing is,
I'm talking to Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
one second, Brandon. Look, this is why I want to get off of this portion.
Can you admit that you were wrong?
Hold on. You see, because
Can you
Brandon,
admit that you were wrong as a man?
Hold on. So Jay, yesterday I was wrong when I posted a video about Julius Nyeri, and I admitted I was wrong. If you cannot admit that you are wrong, just get off the panel. You're completely wrong. This is just a stupid argument.
He got you, bro. He got you, bro.
I can't believe you came on here and said that the U.S. did not play a role in intervention in removing Gaddafi in Libya.
Cooked your
Dinus.
Go ahead.
You are a smart guy. All right.
Okay.
Don't
man,
go
stop
down the
with
road.
Don't.
Yeah, admit that you wrong, dog.
Hold on.
Admit that you wrong. You're wrong.
Jay, were you right or wrong? Yes or no?
1 second, Dinus.
Jay, were you right or wrong? Yes or
Dinus,
no? Jay,
1
I'm
second.
gonna ask you one more time. Were you right or wrong? Yes or no? I'm gonna remove you.
I said that America.
Bro, you was wrong.
I got him a waste of my time. Get him out.
You was wrong, bro.
Get him out of there. All right, go ahead. All right.
Anyway,
two Nigers next. Go ahead, two Niger.
Yeah, greetings, Diners. Thanks for having me. I see Brandon is still trolling the community as usual. Greetings, the panelists and the chat. To say that Maduro got off lightly, I guess you can say that, but you can also say that the Saudi prince got off even lighter. Because nobody is talking to him, even if he nationalized his own oil, and he chops people's head off and maybe even turns journalists to kebab. So it is what it is. This is the world you live in. And that's the problem with the American system, where you have a system whereby some people it treats differently from others. There's no consistency with the rules. And it's a bit of a problem because we know America can have allies that develop, industrialize, and do relatively well for themselves. But why do they pick on others and ensure that they remain in poverty and destitution? That is a very interesting dynamics. And I find that very fascinating. Brandon, what is it?
Dinus, you know that these Nigerians are degenerate minded when they have Muslim terrorists slaughtering them like goats, right? The United States comes to their aid and they say that the United States is the bully. What I just saw Obama say is the same thing Trump said. When something conflicts with the interests of the United States, the president has a moral obligation to act. This man himself had a warrant out for the arrest of Maduro. His predecessor, Donald Trump and Biden had an arrest warrant out for Maduro. Why is it that when Obama is doing it, it's cool, but if Trump does it, it's a problem? You people are hypocrites.
I never approved of what Obama did. I don't know.
Brandon, let two Nigel finish. Go ahead, two Nigel.
To use so much adjectives to describe other people.
Let two Nigel finish. Brandon, don't interrupt. And I got to pass the Casanova. Go ahead.
Thank you. My problem is the way America applies its foreign policy. It seems to be quite inconsistent and relatively vindictive of some people, while others is not. And that is a problem, because if you are not consistent, then you start having problems with people like, countries like Venezuela, because they think that you don't want them to develop, you just want to take advantage of them. Because how is it that Saudi Arabia can be able to nationalize its oil resources, make big money out of it, and America is an ally of this same country? As a matter of fact, how did it happen that the former Al-Qaeda adjacent leader was in Washington barely a month ago to see Trump? How does that even happen? And that is from Syria. The entire thing. Stop making excuses.
Brandon, let him finish.
Stop making excuses for these people, because what is going on here is that they pick and choose who they allow to thrive, and then they want to destroy the others. And why that is the case, I don't know. And
Well,
if
let's do Nigeria. We can say the same thing in Nigeria. I mean, look at Nnamdi Kanu, and then look at how the terrorists up north are being coddled.
yeah, the reason why they are being coddled is because the Nigerian government is not allowed to do certain things that
The
they're supposed to
reasons
do,
don't
especially.
matter, only the results.
No, you
The
may not. You may
reasons
not
don't
agree
matter,
with
only
that.
the
There is
results.
proof of it. There is proof of it.
Dynas, Dynas, when it's America, the reasons don't matter, only the results. When it's Nigeria, let me explain. You are not playing your African shell game. And guess what? Somebody said I'm talking bad about Africans. Put me in a room with all African leaders with a secret microphone. I bet you they agree with every word I said. You know why Saudi Arabia can
I'm
get
not
deals with the United
disputing
States?
what you are saying. I don't know why you are.
Brandon, let
Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm not disputing what you're saying.
Let me teach you something.
Tonight, and I don't agree with the Biafran separatist movement. I don't agree with Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
the way he was criminalized and the way these herdsmen are coddled, it's sick.
I mean, Nigel, that is correct. Because when it comes to the northern part of Nigeria, there don't seem to be any will by the government to do anything about them. That is absolutely true.
I think that at the core of it, Shekau is dead, and many terrorist group leaders are dead, but Nnamdi Kanu is still alive. So there's a difference. You can argue that there is a. See, let me finish what I'm saying. Now, let me finish what I'm saying. Nnamdi Kanu's case is different.
Go ahead, tonight.
Yes, Nnamdi case is qualitatively different from that of the North, and the Nigerian military doesn't have the capacity, even if they want to deal with the security problem, because our military is too small to deal with such a problem. They can't man everywhere all at the same time. And why is it that our politicians are not recruiting into the security forces? You can ask the Western powers why they are not allowing African countries to be militarized. They kept the African countries' militaries very, very small, because whenever they want to do it,
Nigeria has fighter jets.
Fighter jets, so
they just
fighter
bombed
jets,
Benin.
fighter jets is going to remain in the air indefinitely. How is he supposed to be able to fly all over the country constantly?
Listen, Nigeria just carried out airstrikes against Benin, the coup plotters in Benin. You got Kenya has fighter jets. You guys are militarized.
Brandon, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. See, Brandon, be careful what you're talking about, because I'm not sure you truly understand the nature of these things.
No, I understand.
Terrorists, let me tell you this. America has not defeated one terrorist group. That is an Islamic terrorist group. Hold on.
What makes
Al-Qaeda is still there. Hold on. Let me finish talking. Al-Qaeda is still there today. ISIS is still there today. Every single one of them are still there. The reason why? Because they don't have an address. They can move. They are mobile. Let me finish what I'm saying. Or is it because America is funding them or working with them now and again when it suits them, like in Syria?
Stop
Stop interjecting, man. You just keep interrupting. I don't know.
Let me just
finish. Let love.
I don't know, man. Come on, let me finish.
Go ahead,
see, we witnessed a terrorist attack in 2023 in a country in the Middle East, and that country decided that they're going to retaliate against that terrorist group, and that terrorist group ran into a territory that is fenced all around by this military, and they targeted the terrorist group for straight 2 years with so much explosive that they used 6 times the explosive power of the Hiroshima nuclear weapon in that territory. And guess what? That terrorist group is still around. That is how difficult it is to deal with terrorist groups. The only way you can deal with them is to take space away from them, like they've done today. The yellow line that that military had drawn on the ground, that area behind the yellow line, the terrorist group cannot operate there, because you deny them space to operate. That's how it works. And this is a known tactics, but the Nigerian military will not respond. See, I don't know. This is a fact. You can say I'm wrong. I'm 100% certain I'm right. So don't bother. I don't know. See, let me finish what I'm saying.
I gotta pass it to Prince. Go
Please,
ahead.
man. Half of the time you're interrupting me, Brandon. Come on, man. See, my issue with America is that, one, Maduro, they partly created the environment that led to that kind of hostility. Because the first time Chavez came online, America wasn't exactly making like serious enmity with him. Then before you know it, they started having sequences of elections that they keep saying that it was rigged, and America started backing the other side against the military regime. That's the Chavez regime. See, you can say whatever you like. The point is that America contributed to the problem that they were having there, because those people nationalized their oil refinery. See, those people nationalized their oil, oil resources. See, See, I'm in Nigeria. Can you let me talk, please? I'm in Nigeria, in a country where Nigerians often argue that they don't even know how much these IOCs are taking from their oil fields because they don't account how much oil they are taking. They are basically going around stealing people's oil.
So Dennis,
This
he
in
wants
crude
to
oil
socialize
and making money out of it.
He
Brandon,
wants to socialize Dangote's oil.
Brandon, don't interrupt them. I'm trying to hear him because I got to pass the mic.
Yeah, exactly. See, these oil companies, because they want to make excessive profits, they are basically stealing people, different countries, this in oil. Come on, stop it, Brandon. Brandon, stop it. Come on. Don't make me come for you. I will insult you now if you don't stop.
We are not socializing Nigerian oil
Stop.
so you can get the money to that white woman
Can
over there in Germany, bro.
can somebody
We're not doing
muzzle
it.
Brandon or something? Yeah,
You're
you know,
jealous of Dangote.
you do
Dangote.
Brandon, you do have a dog, so you know how to
You're
muzzle
jealous.
something. Can you muzzle yourself for a bit,
You
please?
are jealous tonight. You're jealous of Dangote.
Yeah, Brandon.
Come on, man, Brandon.
Brandon, tonight you got 30 seconds. I'll pass it to Prince.
Thank you for that. See, my point is that America, the way it's applying its foreign policy is enabling its corporation to go and steal from some countries. Why not doing it to other countries? And I don't think that is a good idea because it's just going to create enmity, and there will be a lot of scores to settle with America in time. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Prince.
Hey, hello, Danny.
Prince,
hello, everybody.
Prince, you sound real muffled.
On your show, I tend to come over like that. Anyway, I'll be quick, so I won't be long. Listen, I hope Brandon is not on here defending Donald Trump.
100%.
I hope you're not on here doing that.
100%.
I'll say I don't agree with it, but I'm not upset. I'll say that.
Right. Nobody should be surprised. Two, this is what the white man does. He's the wicked the Bible talks about. Okay?
Well, the Bible says that the white
Right.
man is our
The
brother.
Bible,
So are we
listen, shut up. Let me talk, my friend. I've only just got on here.
Shut up, you bus driver.
The world has been given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is the white man. He steals the wealth. He steals the wealth of nations.
No, it's
That's
not.
exactly what's happening right here. He's a cowboy that's gone in there and stolen the wealth of whole nations. And if you don't give it up, he'll take you out.
What was Shaka Zulu doing?
I'm not talking about Shaka Zulu.
What was Shaka Zulu doing?
I'm not talking about Shaka Zulu.
Hey, Brandon, don't interrupt Prince. Prince, you got a minute and 30 seconds. I got to pass the Kasha. Go ahead.
Thank you. He made a speech and mentioned the Monrovia document or whatever he calls it.
Monroe.
That white man is going to control everything in the fourth part of the world, which is the Americas.
He already does.
Right, exactly. So why are you beating about the bush? Okay, then why do you have a problem when I tell you what he's doing? Everybody knows what he does.
Because we already know what he's doing. Because if he didn't do it, you would have never made it out of Nigeria.
Right. Well, it's got nothing to do with Nigeria. Stick to the subject, my friend. It's got nothing to do with Nigeria. That was just a distraction.
Trump just saved Nigeria.
Hey, Brandon, let the man talk, bro. Let the man talk. God damn it. Shit.
You see, this is what happens when you're defending it. You're defending evil. You got no space to run. There's no way at this moment in time. There's no way you can defend and not see who this white man is. Okay, now let me tell you what's going to happen quickly. The rest of Europe are pissed. I'm in Europe here right now.
I can care less. Prince, I can care less about Europe's opinion.
Right, listen to me. Right, listen to me. Hear me out. They're all in it. I know what you're saying, but they're all in it together. Okay, America controls the Americas. Europe controls what's underneath it, which is Africa and the rest of it. Okay, what's going to happen is that some of the Europeans are getting so pissed off America. Something big is going to happen because he's going to go for Greenland and all that. Something's going to give. When a white man fights, the world moves. You're going to see them fighting together very soon. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that. But Brandon, there's no way. I'm glad you don't call yourself a Pan-African no more. Because if you can't see, if you cannot see what's happening now, you support this shit.
Go build something in Africa, then call yourself a Pan-African. Dinus, can I talk now?
No, it's not your turn. It's still.
I want to say a comment too.
Go ahead, Prince. I got to pass the cash. Go ahead, Prince.
I want to say a comment too when I get a chance.
No problem. Go ahead, Prince. Prince, you done?
Yeah, I'm done, bro.
All right, go ahead, Castro. Unmute yourself, Castro. Castro, unmute yourself. All right, go ahead, V.
All right, can you hear me, Dennis?
Okay, he's
Well,
Okay.
I had removed him because he wasn't saying nothing. Go ahead, V.
Okay. What I was saying about Gaddafi, that Brandon seems to have misconstrued everything I said, and he's sitting there calling people names and uh, uh, saying black women ABC love
I said you're a
criminals.
windbag.
I think you're worse than me, Brandon. And considering you being a man, being a windbag is worse. As a woman, I think it's acceptable. Anyway, let me say, Gaddafi is a complicated man, and there's a lot of things that Gaddafi did. There was also a lot of dictators in Africa that did similar things to what he did.
Exactly.
So to blame him alone as the only one that caused the problem within the continent, and it was right for them to come and take him out. And I don't support everything he did. I do not. But I support some of the things he did specifically for his own people. Gaddafi was doing so well. They had some of the best medical facilities in their country that now everything is collapsed. Everything that they have in that country has collapsed. And because of what they did has brought on so much repercussions down south to us. And because of the NATO's action, the Maghreb is in difficulty, and then the Sahel is on fire. And people keep talking about this young men, Traore and his allies over there, or his colleagues, what they're doing. Oh, they're going to take him out, and let them try. They've tried to take us out many, many times. They've tried to destroy us many times. But one thing I'll tell you, this black race, nobody can destroy us. They can subjugate us. They can. You, Brandon, look at your history, what they did to your ancestors. But yet, you guys are still there. You're thriving. You're surviving. So one thing I'll tell you, let them come. They can even throw nuclear weapons at us, and we will not die off. We won't. So
look at what the Arabs did to your ancestors, and you still bootlicking Gaddafi.
No, I don't like Arabs. I'm not saying I don't hate
you're
them.
You're over bootlicking Gaddafi. He's an Arab.
Yeah,
right. Got your ass. Right there.
No, Gaddafi is a complicated man, so I'll leave it there. I'm not saying that I hate anybody, but I don't like a lot of the things that do to us Black Africans. I hate that. I hate it to my core. And that is the reason. One of the reasons why I even support the AES, because I want them to kick them back up to the north where they belong. So as for Gaddafi, you have to take him for what he was, and his history is there. He did some things that were okay, and he did some things that a lot of people didn't like.
He's dead now, thank God.
Yeah. Well, Maduro is not guilty of anything.
I've always said that about Gaddafi, Brandon. Okay.
Yeah. Maduro is not guilty of nothing. He's not guilty. That's a kangaroo court in New York. He's not guilty of anything.
How do you know?
How do you know, Louis?
Well, okay, what's he guilty of?
Like I said, when it comes to Maduro, I'm impartial. Like,
how does somebody that has the largest oil reserve in the world, fourth largest gas oil reserve in the world, has gold, various other minerals, why would that person bother with drug smuggling?
Okay,
it doesn't make sense.
The biggest rubbish.
It's the two not the same reason why they're Guinea-Bissau's a narco state.
Now it's a poor state, not Venezuela that has the largest oil reserve, bigger than Saudi Arabia.
So
that is crazy.
To Niger, are Venezuelan people starving and standing?
Oh, get the hell out of here! He went for oil. Trump's already said he went for oil. What are you talking about?
I'm not talking to you.
They already proved that was wrong.
Wait a minute.
Hey, of course, some of them were starving. The country was sanctioned.
Dynasty.
They was lying about the drug dealing. Maduro was a drug dealer.
Listen, bro. Listen, Dynasty.
The whole drug dealing thing, they'll prove it in court.
It's going to be very hard to prove that guy was a drug dealer.
That's right. Listen. We have to solidify or establish some objective truth. The people of Venezuela themselves have said they are starving. They are standing in food lines. Their currency is worthless. You're talking about the wealth that Maduro has. The problem is the wealth is not getting to the people. And Hugo Chavez ran on socialism.
But that is not why they brought him to the US.
Wait a minute, bro.
Focus on that.
Hugo Chavez said, I'm going to take the wealth. I'm going to take control of the wealth, and I'm going to give that wealth to the people. How come the wealth never reached the people?
They have free education, free healthcare. Do you have it in America?
Gandhi just talk. He's just a mouthpiece for Trump. Just talking.
When you go to the hospital in Venezuela, you have to bring your own scalpel and syringes.
Because they've been sanctioned. You know that full well, Brando. Stop being disingenuous.
Hold on. I got to pass. Prince Steve. I got to pass it to St. James. Go ahead, Prince Steve.
What's going on, brother?
You wanted to ask something. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. And I hear all this arguing and commotion, but I wanted to get back to what Prince Lewis said. You know, I read the scriptures too, and it does talk about the four beasts. I read the Apocrypha in the Bible, and what I have read is that there is a nation that is allowed to rule over the earth, pretty much. It's America. I think that America is Mystery Babylon. The reason why I believe that is because what you're seeing right now is they're kind of oppressing other nations. They're stifling other nations. They're going around the world and starting wars everywhere in the world where there's a.
America is not Babylon, bro. You need to learn how to read the Bible.
Well, you're gonna find out soon.
No.
You're gonna find out soon, my friend.
No.
Hey, let me.
No, Brandon.
I got past the same.
No, Brandon, because I don't think you read the Apocrypha. I don't think you read Ezra. I don't think you read that book. Right? A lot of American preachers don't preach from the Apocrypha. So that's another thing. That is another thing. They don't preach in the forbidden books. That's in the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible has all 88 books of the Bible. That is the real Christian religion. These are black Christian worshipers. The Ethiopian church is the oldest church, the oldest Orthodox church on the earth. So Christianity really started off with black worshipers. But that's a whole nother argument for another day. What I'm trying to tell you is this is not going to stop. America right now, the whole Venezuela thing is pretty much a geopolitical battle with China. Right? What Maduro did like Gaddafi. Maduro started trading in the Chinese yuan as their reserve trading in the Western Hemisphere. And if you understand something about the United States, once you start making economic pacts and deals that does not deal with the United States dollar, that to them is an act of war.
They're taking you out.
That was one of Gaddafi's ideas, was African countries to trade with each other and not use the US dollar, but to use a gold-backed currency. What that does, if you're going to go about that, which I want African countries to do, but if you're going to go about that, you're going to have to be you're going to have to exert some military dominance. And so I love what Mr. Ibrahim Traoré is doing. I love what Kim Jong-un did. What you're going to have to do is build a world-class military. You're going to have to build cruise missiles, hypersonic drones. Yes, you're going to have to import Shahed drones. You're going to have to build military logistics, infrastructure. You're going to have to build factories. You're going to have to mass produce about 300,000 munitions a month. Build up a armed forces of 3 million men.
You need loyal soldiers as well, brother, because he was betrayed. Maduro was completely betrayed. That woman, that the second in charge, the one that Trump mentioned that was going to run, listen, she stabbed him right in the back. This man couldn't even let off one shot. He didn't even let off one shot. They just walked in, took him out. They betrayed him. It's just like the Nkrumah situation. The same thing gets played out time and time again.
Hold on, Prince Steve, are you done? I got past the
Yeah, I'm done.
It's actually my turn, Dynas. You skipped over me.
No, it's not. Go ahead, James.
Hi, Dynas. Thanks for having me. I'm back on here again for this very interesting topic, and I'm listening to a bunch of whiners calling themselves Pan-Africanism, and I'm asking Dynast if that's the best dream team that you can come up with in America. I said, we're doomed, man. Like, I'm not really like a Pan-African, but listening to these people, that sounds very like depressing to
These
me.
people aren't in the U.S.
No. Shut the fuck up a little bit. Listen.
Jesus Christ.
Listen.
Well,
Listen.
stop interrupting.
Listen. He knows me. He knows me, right? Three to 6 months ago, this guy was on No Jumper, a white man, trying to promote gang. Oh man, God,
Let him
man.
finish, Brandon. Let him, don't interrupt.
Trying to promote gangsterism, creep walking, drug dealing, and degeneracy on a platform, right? And he got run away by his own people in Los Angeles. And since that didn't work, he's back on here talking about Pan-Africanism. You have no place on here. And prior to that, you see, you gave the impression to people that you hate Tariq. In fact, you love that guy because he was making money, and you tried to bootleg to Tariq so he can give you a piece of pie, which he did not do, right? And after that, you went to No Jump and tried to sell something else. That didn't work. You come back to Pan-Africanism. Listen, Brenda, we're in the Sahel. Our location hasn't changed. Anybody that want to see us can stop by. We there.
Your economic situation.
Oh, listen, bro. We there. We're not afraid about anybody. No, listen. Bro, relax. Learn to relax, man. Learn to relax. Learn to relax. Learn to relax. The difference between me and you, right? I don't jump from things to things trying to be relevant. You try so many things in 1 year. Listen, you try so many things in 1 year, all fell. So you're talking about failure, honey. Why you want to talk about somebody else's success? Whatever you're doing is not working. Why are you talking about success? What are you doing? It's not working. I've seen you on No Jumper. Listen, that kid just whoop your ass. You see what I'm saying? In front of everybody. And you run away to Kenya. You went over there sightseeing, and you came back to Pan-Africans because you think it's cool. You have nothing to sell. Nothing. Once you get something under your belt, that means success, right? That means success. Come back on here. Listen, come back on here and sell it. Listen, I check your listen. No. I'm not. Listen, bro.
Dynast, that's a fair.
Come up with something that resonates. Come up with something. Dynast, can you let this guy? Can you tell this guy to stop, man?
Turn on your camera and show us what you got in the Sahel.
No. Listen.
No, my name said No Jumper.
Listen, if anything, if you are doing anything that resonates with success, right? Go on your channel, right? Go on your channel before you talk about Traore, right? Show your people. No. That's it. Listen, I can come on your channel, right? I show my face. Put some. No. You have a channel. Let me put it this way. Put up something that you did the last year, 2025, that resonate with success, right? That you can showcase to the people that listen to you. When you do that, you can talk about Traore because Traore has success under his belt. At least he has something.
No,
show yours.
What has he done?
Show yours, bro. Show yours.
The guy has a media.
And again, I'm going to tell you, the Sahel, right? We haven't changed. Listen, our location hasn't changed. It's still there. Listen. Listen. The people that you're afraid of, the people that you want to bootleg to, 400 years ago, people like you were crying under the same people. Listen, no. You praising people that were cracking the whip on your behind, and you were crying, right? And you here celebrating that. That's okay. And that's okay. No. Listen. Dynast. This is a straight up.
Jay after say Jay's. I pass to you, Brandon. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be done in a minute. Dynast. All these people who are sitting here talking about AES, right? Trump is gonna run over your behind before you get to the AES. So what you need to worry about, you should worry about yourself in America first before you worry about the AES. How about that? Thank you.
No. Hold on. I gotta pass it. Go ahead, Jay. Then I'm gonna pass it to Brandon. Go ahead, Jay. Unmute yourself, Jay.
Hello.
All right, no, it's go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, Dynast, here's the thing. Typical African ignorance. They talk all this stuff. They act like they.
Oh, damn, I hit the wrong. Brandon, call back in, Brandon, because you had another window up. I had accidentally.
Brandon, all this stuff.
No. It's go and cash it over.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Man, I am so sorry. I've been trying to get my digital together for like 30 minutes.
That's that Obama phone. That's that Chicago.
It's my Obama phone, bro. But I got the laptop now, so I think we cooking. How do I turn my camera off? I wasn't expecting to be seen with my setting.
We see you in your bonnet.
Yeah, I got my setting on. Let me just go ahead and take it off so I look a little bit more cool.
Oh Lord.
Man, Brandon, we about to cook at 8 o'clock, bro. It's so many dumb Africans. It makes me sick. I cannot believe how many Africans actually defend Gaddafi. And also with the Ibrahim Traore thing, when they kill this brother, and I
Hey, whoa. Hey.
I don't want it to happen.
Donis, look at the kind of people. Donis, look at the kind of people. That's what I was just telling you, Donis.
Hold on. Cash it over. Go ahead. I don't.
That's violation.
Man, these people, man.
Can I? Oh, thanks, Linus. Thanks for the consideration. It took me so long to get this together.
Man, these guys are fools, man. These guys are fools.
Can I be a fool? Let me state my foolish.
Go ahead, Cashinova.
Okay, these people romanticizing Traore, they're gonna be the same people who are crying when he gets taken out. They just tested Traore with Nigeria flying that aircraft over its airspaces. He did absolutely nothing.
Who's there?
The West.
Motherfuckers are in your neighborhood trying you every day. What are you doing? People are in your neighborhood trying you every day. What are you doing?
Y'all gotta let them finish. All right.
Yeah, man.
Let them finish.
Damn, man.
Let them finish.
Nigeria,
now, let me give a disclaimer. The views and opinions of Cashinova are not that of Search for Huru, but this is an open platform. Go ahead, Cashinova.
Thank you. Nigeria just bombed Benin and stopped the coup. All of a sudden, they fly an aircraft over.
How is that relevant to what you relevant?
You got to let them finish.
All right, man.
They flew a military cargo aircraft over Burkina Faso.
Who's there?
Oh man, say James, stop.
Nigeria flew a military cargo plane over Burkina Faso's airspaces. They instructed the plane to land or to be shot down. The plane landed. They apprehended, basically detained 11 Nigerian military personnel. They questioned them. The personnel stated that we were on our way to Portugal. Portugal stated they knew nothing about Nigeria coming to Portugal.
Well, Cashinova, I need you to do me a favor. So that's new news. So you're saying Portugal responded and said they knew nothing about it?
Yes, Portugal responded.
I need you to post something in the back chat or in the main chat.
Actually, Donis, you did a good job. Let him stop talking and provide the proof because he's accusing. Listen, Donis.
I'm not talking.
Okay, please.
Say, Jay, I'm not talking to you.
I'll definitely do that, and I'm gonna
do that, please. Or go ahead.
When I'm done with my point. After they flew that cargo plane over Burkina Faso, and they were caught in their lie, Nigeria sent the delegation to Burkina Faso so they can basically beg for forgiveness and sorry, and say they're sorry. All they said was they're sorry. Traore let them go. He was not supposed to let them go. He wasn't supposed to let that military cargo plane go. He failed. They're already playing him like a puppet. He's reacting. He is not proactive. They banned them. They put a travel ban on Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso turns around, put a travel ban on America. Listen, you can't go tit for tat. They got you reacting, and they got them exactly where they want them. They will get them. That's it. That's all I got to say.
All right.
Can I respond, Brandon? Donis, please, 1 second. Just 1 second. Please.
Okay. Say, James, go ahead.
I appreciate your time, right? There's a lot of Nigerians that are listening, and Nigeria is not a belligerent country to the AES, right? So what happened was that's just diplomacy. Two brothers talking in West Africa, coming to an understanding that a situation can be squashed. So the West, the Black American, this Black American in America, right? He want to spew divide over Africans on the continent. We're not doing that. So whatever that you're saying is irrelevant. So if you have any proof, if you whatever, no, listen, if you know better than the country of this AES country, that Portugal said that the plane wasn't heading to Portugal, put in the chat. Until you do that, I think you shouldn't be coming back here and talking, because you're trying to divide country here in West Africa. As far as the travel ban, no. Let me finish. Let me. Yeah. As far as the travel ban, there is no tit for tat in diplomacy. There's something called reciprocity. You don't even have to do anything. If you don't want me to do something in your country, you should also understand that you shouldn't be even doing the same thing. You understand? The fact that they made they had a press conference about it, it should tell you about exactly what this AES country meant. You know, we're not against American. We're not against any American company coming to Africa to do business, legitimate business. We are a capitalist nations. Like the way you promote it here in America, we promote the same thing. You come in with capital, we can work with you. If that's what you want, then we can have it. But at the same time, right? If Kasha, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know if you have been butt broken. We are not butt broken. You understand? We can stand for ourselves. We don't need you. If you can't defend yourself, don't pretend. Don't act like we can't protect ourselves. Like I told you, I told Brenda, our address is AES. We haven't moved. Anybody that want to come see us, we there. Thank you.
All right, let me pass it to Jay. Go ahead, Jay. No. I gotta pass it. I gotta pass it to Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, Dinus. Thanks for bringing me back up, man. I respect channels more that allow people to talk and don't ban them and stuff. Brandon has banned me from his channel. You know, forever. He's soft, man. He's soft skinned.
Jay, man. But no, Jay. The elephant in the room is: were you wrong about what you said about America's role in the assassination of Gaddafi?
Dinus, what I'm trying to say is that's too black or white of thinking. That's.
All right, go ahead, Brandon.
Dinus, listen, man. I'm telling you just like this. These African people, I'm talking about the diaspora, the Africans who have left Africa. They've been talking the same nonsense. They've been talking the same nonsense for 50 years. Dinus, they're not going to do anything in Africa. They're out in the world marrying white women, having little mixed race babies. I've been back to Africa more times than these dudes. St. James is not even really in Burkina Faso. He's just lying. I go to Africa all the time, 4 times a year. Dinus, you're in Africa more than these guys. We know, Dinus. Anyone who has been to Africa, Dinus, knows the Africans on the continent agree with what we say and think the way we think more than these liberalized Africans living in the UK. I'm talking.
Are you trying to tell me that Africans agree with Trump, with Maduro being kidnapped?
I'm talking.
You trying to say Africans agree with Maduro being kidnapped? Have you seen the news report from the African channels on the internet?
You stop me from interrupting.
I know. You don't interrupt Brandon, because I get on Brandon for interrupting. So go ahead, Brandon.
Listen, I went to Kenya. You had a bunch of Kenyans saying they love Joe Biden, right? By the time I came back and Joe Biden set Kenya up and destroyed their economy and tried to get Ruto to impose these crazy draconian taxes, by the time I got back, they were saying Trump's going to fix it. They were saying they love Trump. They were celebrating Trump, right? Dinus, these are socialists right here. All these guys, they love Traore because they believe in socialism. But Dinus, can you please, out of all the years of African independence, name one socialist African who actually achieved this lie of making the wealth reach the poorest people in their country? Show me one socialist one. Show me one socialist African government that has actually succeeded.
Because socialists were taken out and replaced with dictators by your Americans and the Europeans. That's what happened.
Dinus, this is not Black American versus continental African. This
If
is
you
socialist.
defending
This
the
is
kidnap
social.
of Maduro,
Hey,
my
and you
friend,
guys
you are
wait.
an idiot.
Hey, listen.
If you are
This is
defending
Dinus.
the
Dinus.
kidnapping of Maduro,
Dinus.
okay,
Oh,
then
Din-
anybody in the world
I mean,
I
this
would, I
guy's
would, I would,
defend the
interrupting.
I would
country.
say this: Maduro
This
wasn't
guy's interrupting.
kidnapped. He was detained. He was
Listen,
detained.
Oh, come on.
Dinus. There were arrest warrants for Maduro since the Obama regime administration. So Trump just went in and got him. Dinus, in America, we have a party in our system that wants socialism, government control over everything. When we know what the government does when they take control of the means of production, and you have that all over. Look at Europe. Look at how Europe's failing. These black people are in Europe right now, benefiting off of the free handouts of Europe and not caring about the country getting destroyed.
I work for my living, my friend.
These people don't care. These people do not care. These people do not care about prosperity. They care about free handouts. That's it.
What have
so
I
they
got to
don't
do with
like
Maduro being kidnapped?
Brendan, you
What have
don't
I
know
got to do with Maduro
anybody
being
here for
kidnapped?
you to be speaking.
Africa is a capitalist. Listen, Africa is a capitalist continent, and socialism will never take hold in Africa. Too many Africans are on the side of the road
Who said anything
selling
about
stuff.
socialism? This ain't an argument about socialism.
Hey, don't, Brandon, you got to make, guys, don't interrupt Brandon or his minute will start. Brandon, you got to do the same thing, Brandon. Don't interrupt.
Yeah, I will. This is my last minute. You got, and I encourage you guys should go watch my debate with Destiny as some dude who said he lets his wife sleep with other men while he watches. Some dude who said, I'm rich. I don't even know what the price of the gallon. Let me finish. Come on, man. Can you shut up for a second? Listen, this guy said he lets his wife. This guy said he lets his wife sleep with other men and watches them. He said that he doesn't even know the cost of a carton of milk because he's rich and he doesn't have to go to the store for himself. And I got on the stage. I got on the stage and said, look, I'm a black man. I have a family, a black wife, and I have to do things that are best, that make an environment where I could take care of my family. For some reason, Dinus, you have African people in the comments saying Brandon got killed by Destiny. The black family man who advocated for the family, the black family, got killed by a white cuckold. This is what I'm telling you guys. These people have been totally indoctrinated by liberalist white supremacy. They're no longer even capable of going back to Africa because the perversions that they bought into are not accepted in Africa. And Dinus, you know this. You know this is true. What I'm saying.
No, Brandon. This is what happens when they show up to Murtala Muhammad Airport, when they show up to Lungwe Airport. A lot of them turn back into proper Africans. A lot of that liberal, perverted stuff they leave in the West. But the minute they return back, then they're back at it. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. V, are you married? V, are you married? V, are you married? Are you married?
Yes, to a black man, to a very decent black man. Please, what's wrong with you?
I haven't heard you mention one thing about that dude as much as you was glazing Gaddafi.
Let me tell you something, yeah? When it comes to statistics, the Africans marrying to white people, say taking different partners, the men is about 5%, and the women is around 3%. So what is the big deal here? You keep going on about, they're all in Africa. Africans marry Africans in vast majority. They don't, sometimes when people travel outside or things like that, things may change. But in majority on the continent of Africa, vast majority of Africans marry themselves.
Do you want socialism in Africa? Do you want socialism in Africa?
You have a certain type of socialism.
I'm asking you a very simple question. I'm asking you a very simple question. Do you want socialism in Africa?
What do you mean by socialism? Let me just say something, right? If you mean socialism mean providing free education, free healthcare, and supporting the vulnerable, I accept that. But
these are social programs.
Even in the strongest of
socialism, even
in the strongest of capitalism, you need some socialism there because you can't
social
just
programs.
Yes, social programs that would lift up the population or lift up the community or care for the vulnerable. You need that. even in the strongest of capitalism. So you can't just say, oh, Africans are all socialists and we want to be socialists and all that stuff. That's not true.
Dinus,
That's not.
sorry to interrupt you, sister. Dinus, if I can just say, okay, getting back to the subject properly. Right now, what America has done, okay, is justify anybody that's picked up the gun to rule a nation. That's what they've done because they've thrown away all the books, the rules of the books. They've thrown away the UN. They've broken They don't give a monkey. They don't care about nothing. So at this stage, nobody should be listening to what America says because all bets are off. Now he's justified anybody who's picked up a gun and running a nation. He cannot. He's got no social credibility whatsoever. America just killed everything with what they've done. That's how bad and crucial this is.
We
this
didn't
is
kill
the beginning of
anything.
the end.
Venezuela will be a prosperous country in less than 10 years now. When it was under oppression for 20.
What? With you stealing that oil?
Yeah.
You're stealing the wealth for that
We're
nation.
not stealing anything.
You
We're
are
not stealing
stealing.
anything. No, we're owed.
Oil.
We're
because
owed
of
the
oil.
oil.
Trump said it. Trump said
do
it.
you know the situation with the oil in Venezuela? Do you know why America's oil companies are owed? Do you know why, Dinus?
They're not owed
they
nothing.
build the
They don't
infrastructure.
own nothing. Boom.
No,
They build the
American,
ask for your money back.
Listen,
That's all you
American.
do. Money
Let me
back.
tell you.
That's
I'm
all you do.
American. Let me tell you. I'm gonna give you.
I'm not going to take a lesson from you on about.
Let me give you a prophecy. Let me give you a prophecy.
I've been around a lot longer than you have.
I'm gonna tell you a prophecy right now, and guess what, Dinus? In 30 years, this is gonna come true. America's gonna take over. America's going to take over the oil infrastructure of Venezuela. They're going to become a problem.
Hold on. Hey, Thomas, you got to turn off the back. You got to turn off the replay, Thomas. You're echoing. All right, go ahead, Brandon.
America's going to take over the oil infrastructure of Venezuela. Within 20 years, Venezuela will be the richest country in South America. America is then going to take over the oil infrastructure.
You're going to steal their wealth.
Hey,
like you
America
America
is then going to take over the oil infrastructure of Nigeria, and Nigeria will become a prosperous country. Watch, I'm telling you, Dinus, mark my words. Because when the Arab terrorists, Dinus, when Dangote gets tired of the Arab terrorists in cahoots with Tinubu doing undermining his production, he will go to the United States of America. He will give them interest in Nigeria. The minute America has an interest in Nigeria, you will see the oil production of Nigeria skyrocket. Because the only way, internationally,
Americans run Nigeria, my friend.
The only way
running the oil fields in Nigeria, and they've never prospered from it.
The only way you can protect your business interests globally is if America has interest in it, because the Nigerians are too dishonest. They literally elect Arab leaders
all these Maduro
with
the BRIC nations,
Arab terrorists, and then they act like they don't know what just happened.
Having a grip on the Americas.
Can somebody else speak, please?
Well, no, I gotta pass the mic. I gotta pass the mic to Thomas Sankara. He reincarnated. Go ahead, Thomas. Go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. It's me in person.
It's what?
It's me in person, Thomas Sankara.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, thank you for having me. So I'm just here to talk about clear everything that's been said about AES and everything, because I feel like a lot of people over here that's talking about AES are just spreading the propaganda, like the Western propaganda that you mainly hear on CNN and stuff, and basically saying like what was comparing it to what was happening in like Venezuela and what's happened to like Gaddafi, and it's a completely different situation. Like people are not looking really into the situation; they're just talking about it, and I feel like it's a lot of like negativity, pessimism behind it, because a lot of black people like fear liberation, like itself. Like a lot of black people are scared to liberate themselves. If you just talk about revolution, it's like, oh yeah, you want to start war, this and that. But no, we're not even like people are not even trying to start war in Burkina Faso, and we don't even know if it's gonna get there. And I feel like those people that are on like that are leading Burkina Faso and the Sahel right now are very smart people politically and military wise and everything. And they're
Dinus,
young
do you?
too.
Oh, he not done yet. Go, Thomas. You done? Then I got past the Festus. Go ahead, Thomas. You done? Thomas,
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
done.
done? Okay, go ahead, Festus. Unmute yourself, Festus.
Evening, Dynast. I got one or two words of advice to give my brother Brandon, bro. You're missing the point completely, bro. I heard you say Venezuela is gonna get developed by US because they are gonna control the country's resources. Help me make it make sense. You pick the leader, but you don't have boots in ground to actually control the country.
Are you
Where's your
crazy? Do
logic?
you?
And I'm not done yet, right? Number two, when exactly has the US actually won any tangible war besides World War II? Because the US is living on old glory. They failed in Korea, they failed in Vietnam, they failed in Iraq, they failed in Afghanistan. You can win a country's military, right? You can crush them, but to actually control the country, do you know who's controlling Iraqi's oil assets? It's China, and there are Russians' assets there too. So the fact that you think because you picked up the country's leader, you're gonna actually like, come on, bro, like make this make sense for me, bro. Like you didn't even make any point at all that the US is gonna like develop Venezuela. Like, have they ever done anything like that? Did they do such in Vietnam, in Libya? Bro.
Can I ask you a simple question?
Yeah, I'll give
okay,
you
let me
time
ask
to
you
answer.
let me ask you a question, genius. What currency is oil bought and sold under?
I'm gonna answer that question. So
you lost that fast. You lost that fast.
Let him go ahead.
The U.S. dollar, U.S. dollar, global reserve.
Go ahead, Festus. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Festus.
we all know about the US dollar, right? It's the world reserve currency. But you should also go on Google to look at the share of US dollar as a percentage of the world's reserve currency. The dollar is actually losing ground. It used to be about 70% of the world reserve currency status. Now it's like, is it 59%, 58%? The entire world is no longer trying to trade in the US dollar. Like, de-dollarization is going on already.
So he's lying already. He's lying already, Dinus. Because if you try to sell a barrel of oil, if you try to sell a barrel of oil with a current or buy,
is India buying oil with the US dollar? Are they buying
yes,
Russian
yes,
oil
they
with the
are.
US dollar?
Yes, they are.
No,
All
they
right.
no. Go check your facts.
That's what it's all about. American dominance. That's all it's about. Let's worship America. It's absolute load of bullshit.
Even China is not even trying. Like, everyone is trying to de-dollarize, but like, you live in some
people
freaking
fed up with America,
1970s,
man.
bro. Like, this isn't mixing, bro.
Dinus, I just Googled it. Dinus, I just Googled it. Does India buy oil with the US dollar? Yes, India buys significant amounts of oil with the US dollar. Shut up, dude. You're just wrong across the board. You're wrong.
Dinus, for the record, I'd like to fact check myself. I looked at a couple of sources, and there's unverified reports that Portugal formally rejected that initial claim that Nigeria was coming there. So I would like to stand corrected.
No, you just need to just drop out. That's all we need. Just drop out.
The black Americans have integrity.
Just drop out because you were so adamant. You were so adamant with that evidence, right? Trying to come between two nations. No. Hold on. Trying to come between two nations that you don't know anything about, and you came with fake evidence. No. That's the problem that you got, right? You trying to spew hatred. That's a problem with you guys, right? You don't have the evidence on your side, right? You just sat there and disrespect the president. You say he doesn't have the knowledge, he doesn't have the crisis management skills that he needed. Based on a lie.
Just like Brandon
Based on a lie.
I said they're controlling him. I said he's reacting. He's not being proactive.
Okay, it turned out to be a lie. And you turn out to be a lie.
Hey, we need another fact check.
You gonna throw a hook too?
Hey,
I don't know. Just next time, don't lie. That's it. Don't lie.
Costa, we need another. Costa, we need another fact check. Somebody said that China does not buy oil with US dollars. I googled it. Yes, China still buys oil in US dollars.
Can we all fact check
these African dudes are just liars, man. That's why their countries don't work. Too much dishonesty. They want to believe in fantasy, not reality. the United States will have geopolitical control over the
I
world
think
for at least the next 50 years.
Yep,
You need to get
Brendan,
used to it and start making
they
money
would rather
inside of it.
believe a beautiful lie
Brendan,
than the ugly
I
truth.
think with China, it depends on where they're
Tell me
buying
what
the
I've
oil
lied
Destroy
about.
from.
Africa.
Tell me
Y'all
what
would
I've
rather
lied
believe a
about.
beautiful lie than the ugly truth.
You
If
lied
you
about your
prove that
name,
I
Brandon.
Dinus, if any of these dudes can prove that I lied about something, I will give them $100. I will cash app it to you, and you can send it to them. If any of these dudes, let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's use Google and put some money on it. I guarantee you guys won't be able to prove me wrong.
Let's go there. All right. So Google, when India buys oil from Russia, what currency are they using? When China trades with Brazil, what currency
We've already
are
did
they
that.
using?
We've already did that.
No, you did not do that.
Yes,
what
I
you
did.
said was, hold on.
No,
Let me
listen,
fight you. Brandon,
It
you said
depends on
India
where they're
basically
buying the
finance,
oil from. It
and I'm
depends on
telling
where
you,
they are
when
buying
they
the
buy
oil
from
from.
Russia, what currency are they using?
They
If
use
Brazil and China trade,
they use Russian
thank you.
rubles. Yes.
When Brazil and China trades, they're not using dollars. So
No.
I mean,
So
It depends on where they're buying it from.
I'm reading it right now. It's a mixture of all currency. So they do use the dollar, but they
Yes,
also
yes.
use rubles.
It
They
depends
use
on where
them.
they're buying the oil from.
Dinus, when oil
Brandon's
is
not
purchased,
wrong.
Dinus, when oil is initially purchased, it is purchased with the petrodollar. Once they purchase the oil with the petrodollar, they then could sell the oil to whoever they want for whatever currency they want. But that initial oil purchase that is made, it will be in the US dollar. The United States is going to get a piece of every
Russia
oil
is
cell
selling
on the
oil in
planet.
dollars?
Prove me wrong, I will give you $100. Listen,
It won't be
we
like
don't
that for
need
long, Brandon.
we don't need to Dinus. This is an objective fact. I
guy is
put my
freaking
money up
retarded,
on
bro.
it. I
It
put my
won't be
money
like
up on it.
that for long,
And what
Brandon.
I'm telling you is these people rather believe a fantasy than to accept the objective truth. That is why you got Nigerians who Trump just saved from Islamic terrorists in Nigeria, the country. The Nigerians are praising and thanking Trump.
Brandon. Trump didn't save them. Somebody like there was a mass shooting, 30 people got killed. Like
no, we talking about from the terrorists. As far as from the slaughtering, Trump is trying to help them. They beg Trump for help. He's trying to help them. Their own
He's not interested in helping them, bro.
Their own president is
no.
doing.
Let me ask. Hey, Festus, let me ask you a question. Do you think Nigeria will be partitioned anytime soon? Because the North is just out of control, Festus.
I don't think Nigeria is going to last in the foreseeable future. Maybe 100 years, 50 years, 30 years, I don't know. But Nigeria wasn't created by Nigerians for Nigerians. It was created to extract, to loot resources out by Britain, and it is still going on today.
And yet it's the richest country in Africa.
Hey, bro.
Britain and America. No, it's not.
This is Dinus and Festus, bro. Keep quiet, Brandon. You're a coon.
It's the richest country in Africa.
It's funny when Africans try to use Black
These
Americans.
dudes are so dumb, bro. They want to break it up into villages.
You don't know what a coon is, bro.
Hey, they want to break it up in villages, bro, so they could go back to being poor, starving, bellies all swollen, stuff like that. These people live in the West. These dudes live in the West eating good off the white man. Listen, these dudes live in the West eating good off the white man, but they don't want the African on the continent to enjoy the luxuries of working with the white man. This dude works for a white man. This guy works for a white man. He gets his check from a white man, but it's a problem when the continental African gets something from the white man. You a damn hypocrite, just like your daddy.
No, we get it. That's why you were bootlicking no jumper. You know, you were trying to get up and it didn't work out. You were bootlicking. You know, you're bootlicking. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about standards. You talking about standards. Do you know who no jumper is? Do you know? You talking about standards about West Africans living in America? You know what? Do you know who no jumper is? Do you know who no jumper is?
You clearly was watching.
You know, I'm asking you a question. Do you know who no jumper is? Tell the people who are listening who no jumper is. Tell the people.
No jumper is a
no. Tell his background. Tell his background. Tell his background.
He's a porn star.
Thank you.
So what?
So yeah, that's where you were, bro. That's where you were. You were there advocating for a seat.
Dinus, let's go to whatever country he's from and let's go type in XXX after it and watch the women from his country doing porn with the same white men.
How much you want to bet? 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 How much you want to bet?
Hey, let's bet.
These
How much you want to bet?
Dinus, this is the
How
reality.
much do you? No, stop talking. How much you want to bet?
These dudes come
Where
to
you
the
from,
West.
No.
Dinus,
How much you want to bet? Let's
Dinus,
make it quick. Cut to the
they
chase. How
come.
much you want to bet?
Let's bet. Let's bet.
No.
How much
You
you
already
bet?
know. You know. He's not. He knows.
Let's
He
bet
bet.
100.
No.
Let's bet 100.
I'm-
Let's bet
No.
100.
Let's go 500.
Let's bet
Let's go 500.
Nah, we
Let's
can
go 500.
Let's go 100.
500.
Let's go
500.
Let's go 100.
500. 500.
You don't want to bet. You don't want to bet.
500, bro. Easy money.
Bet,
500.
You don't want to bet.
Let's do 500. If you pull a women from my country doing porno, I'll pay you 500 right now.
This guy's probably like Guinea Bissau or
500.
Where you from, bro? 500.
You know where I'm from.
No, we don't.
So, do you
Brandon, why you so perverted?
Where's the dude from? Costa.
I'm from Burkina Faso.
Oh, they got him.
Let's do 500. Let's do 500.
500 cities?
500.
Brandon, why you
Kasha Nova and Brandon. If Brandon ain't got it, you you guys can team up. You both of you guys against me. Let's go. Let's go. 500.
We need to know what currency we gonna do.
I already told you, Burkina Faso, bro. Aren't you listening?
Well, what you call y'all currency in Burkina Faso?
CFA.
CFA.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about France's money? You want to trade in France?
What are you talking about? Now you're deflecting, huh? You deflecting, huh?
Man, I know you don't want to
because it's quick. I'm trying to make quick. I'm trying to make a quick $500 from you, both of you guys, man.
Hey, so what is $500 in USD? From
I don't know, man. Brandon, I'm ready when you're ready, Brandon.
Okay.
I don't know why these people are just criticizing and don't have nothing to put
listen,
on the table,
Burkina
bro.
Faso, what the flag look like?
Like you guys are not. Are you?
No,
like,
here
like
we
you guys
got
are not on the same
Dinus.
team, bro.
Top
What team
porn
are you
stars.
on then, bro? What are you
Dinus,
talking about?
top porn stars in Burkina Faso. 1, Kikoto Abidjan. 2, Lexi Love.
Abidjan is now Burkina Faso. Abidjan is now Burkina Faso.
It's West African. It's West African.
Oh my God.
We're not giving a location. It's just a name.
You like porn, right? We all know you like porn.
No,
you can go home.
No, I'm looking it up
This
right
nigga
now.
wanna trade in
Look it
France.
up. If you find something better, let us know, bro. It's $100 if whatever you want. I'll give you $500 if you win anything.
Bro, how can we can't show it.
No. He said it himself. He's the one who placed the bet. He's the one who placed the bet. Let him find the evidence. Place the evidence, and everybody can see it. Yeah, please do. But you're gonna need about. How long do you need? Because we ain't got all day.
I already told you.
How long is it gonna take?
I told you. Look her up.
No, she's not from there.
How do you know?
How do you know? You gotta bring the identity. We gotta see the name, bro.
We can't bring it up here.
Oh well, you don't have it then.
We can't bring it up on Dynasty's channel.
You don't have it then. It's called evidence. If you can't prove it, it doesn't exist.
No, I brought it up. I typed it in Google.
Nah, you can't prove it. Prove the name. Dynasty's gonna put the name up. Prove the name.
Listen, man.
I'm betting 500 over here. That's easy 500.
God damn it, Brandon. You brought up all this porn shit, bro. Like, just go home and enjoy yourself.
Man, the guy was over there with no jumper. Who else would know what he was doing behind the scene, man? Well, nobody knows.
He's probably watching something now, looking for.
Yeah, he was there with his booty short over there at no jumper. Who knows, man? Talking about porno and shit.
His booty short.
I very like
Kasha,
that.
Kasha, we caught you in a lie, man. We caught you in a lie. You should go to sleep.
Hey,
you shouldn't even be talking. Donis is being too nice. He let you be here. You lie.
I corrected and I say
no, that's fine. I respect that. But next time, make sure when you're trying to pin two countries together, make sure you got the facts right. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean pin two countries together?
You're talking about Nigeria and Burkina Faso trying to pretend that we should have kept the plane and all of that.
Nigeria
No, we
has
don't
been
have to.
openly
We don't
hostile
have
to
to. We
Burkina
don't. We don't
Faso.
have to. We don't
And
have
that's
to.
why
What
you
I?
will lose in the end
No,
because you don't have a
that's fine.
military
You,
arm.
but bro,
You
bro,
can't
you.
fight.
I'll,
That's why
I'll come. I'll come.
that's
Listen,
why
I
y'all
have a
up in
question.
them Russians'
I
nuts.
got a question for you, Kasha.
Flying Russian
How come?
flags all over
How come you're a loser and you want to talk about somebody who's
What do
winning?
you do? You
How
talking
come?
about somebody being a loser.
Man,
What do
you're
you
a
do?
loser, man. How should we listen to you?
Come up and show us where you stay at.
Come up with something that makes sense. Then we listen to you. If you don't have it,
Where you
just be
stay at? You
quiet. That's
stay in the
all.
West, but you calling me a loser.
Hey, yo, Kasha.
You're a loser, bro.
Kasha, can you hear me? Listen,
I can hear you.
from now on, you Americans got no legitimacy to talk about AES, Burkina, or
They
any
don't.
nation at all.
They
None.
don't.
Listen,
No,
No. Talk about yourself. Talk about what. Listen, Kasha, when you wake up in the morning, think about what Trump is going to do to your fat ass over here in America. Leave AES alone, bro. I'm giving you advice, man. We good. We good over there. Just listen. Worry about you over here in America. Do us a favor. It's just a favor. Do us a favor. Worry about you. You say you're an American, right? You are an American, right? You are an American. Worry about Americans' politics, man. Worry about that. Worry about the people of your city. Worry about the people of your city. Worry about the people that you can get
Why
work
don't you
for.
worry about the
Listen,
people in your city? You live in Boston.
so you're the one who's talking about my people. You're the one who's talking about my
You're
people.
not in Burkina Faso right now. You're not in
Yeah,
Burkina
it doesn't matter, man. Wherever I am, I represent, bro. Worry about your people.
Burkina Faso, though. You're in the West.
It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
To the West.
I talk to you. I talk to you, right? If you have your facts right. Actually, it doesn't matter if you want to be a critic to the AES. I accept it, but just don't lie, bro. Don't lie.
It's not a lie. You pay taxes wherever you at in the West, and you paying
Bro,
taxes.
bro,
Funding their machines.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. It's a Kasha. There is something called. There is layers to it. There is layers to it.
Listen,
hold
there
on.
is layer to it.
Hold on. Is V still on here? Oh, V dropped off. V, I wish V was on. I think V's Ghanaian. Ghana arrests 17 heavily armed Burkina-based soldiers. You know anything about that? Let me read this.
Yeah, they were trying to do a coup and they got caught.
Security forces in
They
Ghana.
got caught.
Well, let me read it. Security forces in Ghana reportedly arrested and detained 17 heavily armed Burkina soldiers at Wuru, a community in the Sisala East District of the Upper West region. According to a report by Joy News, Ghana security officials said that the Burkina soldiers were arrested as they were in the process of setting up a combat position using sandbags. The report indicated that an official of the Ghanaian Immigration Service who confirmed the incident said residents of Ruru spotted the soldiers setting up the position and raised the alarm. We received a distress call from community members about armed elements establishing a combat position. We responded swiftly, successfully ambushed them and transported them together with their weapons to our office. An official of the service is quoted as having said, the report indicated that the 17 Army personnel who were aged between 20 and 30 were found in possession of dozens of military items, including firearms and explosive devices. They told Ghana security officials during the interrogation that they accidentally trespassed into Ghana's territory while on a routine patrol. They were detained for several hours and released after the order from top national officials. A delegation from Burkina Faso, led by staff of Ghana's embassy, arrived in the country the following day to secure the release of the guns and explosives.
Yep, Ghana's on the western side, so yeah, it ain't looking good for Burkina Faso right now.
Now Ghana is not on the west side, my friend. In fact,
America
Ghana
has a military base in Ghana. What are you talking about?
We're not on the west side. We're not on the east side. We're on Ghana's side.
Does America have a military base in Ghana?
No, they bloody well don't. They share. They don't have a.
Prince. Hold on, Prince.
Go ahead.
I've been wrong once. I've been wrong twice.
Hold on, Kasha, Prince. So the surveillance plane that the U.S. is flying over northern Nigeria is being flown from Ghana.
Yeah, that's for intelligence. That's for counterterrorism. Okay, but they do not have a military base in Ghana. A lot of people talking rap about Ghana. No, we've always shared intelligence with the West.
Dinus, how do I share my screen?
You do not. There is not an American US base there.
Hey, guys. Let me pass the mic to Warden. Go ahead, Warden.
This point quickly, then, Dinus.
Go ahead, Warden.
Point quickly. Okay?
No. I'm passing it to Warden. Go ahead, Warden.
Okay, but bro, I got me.
Prince, man, you guys, Warden is new. Let me go ahead, Warden.
You hear me? Is everything coming out clear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you sound muffled. You're on your Obama phone, but go ahead, Warden.
No, it ain't no Obama phone.
Are you on speakerphone or talking on Bluetooth?
Bluetooth.
Talk directly into the phone. You're on your Obama Bluetooth set. Talking directly into the phone.
Ooh, why you got those shots?
All right. Is it better?
Yes, it's better.
All right. So as I was listening in the background, is the people who always call themselves Pan Africanists that aren't really Pan Africanists, like Brandon and such. But as I am pretty much a Pan Africanist, and we've been doing things pretty much throughout Africa. Some of us have been opening up schools and little things like that, but it just isn't on the radar because, well, that's not stuff that's shared. You gotta look for stuff like that. But mainly, all the criticism and stuff like that, like Casanova, is blind hatred, like other many Black Americans have for Africans for some possible reason. But it is what it is, because America is not the greatest place on the world, especially for Black Americans that keep on saying that I keep on hearing this we thing. You're just a citizen. You're not the government and you don't have control of anything that the government does. So, and pretty much the government's been knocking you ahead for centuries. So there's no we. There is them and they. But I'll cease my time.
Good point, brother. Good point.
Good point. Good point. Hey, Adonis. Hey, can you call on this boot licking ass, no jumper, Negro ass with my money?
Hold on, let me read this real quick. This is from the desk of Donald J. Trump. I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. This oil will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as president of the United States of America to ensure it is used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. I've asked Energy Secretary Chris Wright to execute this plan immediately. It will be taken by storage ships and brought directly to unloading docks in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay, there you go.
Right. That means 10% for Venezuela and the rest for America. Anybody supporting this American government or the Western world at this moment in time, I mean, they just need to be thrown away, man.
I think that these actions will not age well. It will not age well. I think what Trump is doing now will not age well. It will not age well. In time, just give it 6 months, a year, most of this will unravel. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Because how do you convince a guy? How do you convince a guy that owns so much resources that, like he is describing just now, to being a drug dealer? At the same time, you are openly talking about stealing a country's natural resources. How do you think that people are going to feel? Even the opposition is not going to like to be hearing all this stuff.
I mean, but
the guy is so naive, man.
Tonight, I was having this conversation with somebody earlier today. This is the slavery and imperialism is the foundation of the West. So I mean, it's like so tonight. So when gas prices go down, or when this Venezuelan gas is at gas stations here in America, you think people are going to boycott the gas stations and not put gas in their cars?
No, but what Trump is doing is making Maduro even more popular now. Because there is no way Venezuelans will hear what he's saying.
Ain't nobody worried about no damn Maduro. I mean, come on.
No. You can say all you want. You can say that all you want. But the truth is that they will be looking at him now. No. Diners, think about it. They will be looking at him now thinking, look at this president. He's literally talking about taking our natural resources. And the first thing he did when he got Maduro's was completely sideline the opposition party that was inviting him to attack the country. So you can see that the entire thing is a total sham from the point of view of Venezuelans. The opposition is disillusioned, and the people that support Maduro are also disillusioned with the actions of Trump. This type of comment, I'm telling you, it's not going to age well. He's not going to age well at this rate.
Well, Tunaja, do you realize how badly the Maduro's people turned on Maduro? They basically sold him out. The vice president, all the generals, the man got sophisticated military equipment and everything, and not a single shot was fired. He was betrayed completely.
No. Prince. A shot was fired. It just they missed.
I gathered that a few of them. I know America used some of his best fighters. Actually, America used some of his best fighters. So.
It was
150 jet fighter is not a joke. Just to go and pick one person up. 150 F-23 this thing. That is not a joke, man. That's a lot of aircraft. Do you know how much America spent going there? They probably spent almost $1 billion just doing that operation.
I mean they were rehearsing this probably 2 years before, because I got a friend in the special support this year. He's retired, right?
It's a lot of money now.
Tunaja, guys. Maduro had the time to prepare. Maduro understand the risk. He understood the geopolitics. He should have prepared way better than what we saw. One day he didn't even put up, like, bro, one day. No, come on, man. For the size of this country and and his military capacity, and he get captured in one day. No, that's not acceptable.
Even Hamas will not capture in one day like that. You are right. He didn't prepare well enough.
He did not.
The vice president,
or maybe he was betrayed from an insider. Maybe he was betrayed.
Maybe he did. Even if he was betrayed to Naja, understanding the danger that was coming his way, he should have he should have done better. Come on, in one day, bro. A lot of people did better. They got captured, but they did better.
But America really confounded the security forces with the resources they deployed was just too much.
You cannot, in your last days of being captured, you have to.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. It shouldn't have been taken.
You have to surround yourself with your loyalists. You can't surround yourself with people that will sell you out. And that's what it happens to be that way. So when you know Americans closing in, you have to seclude yourself with the loyalists, the people that are ready to go toe to toes. He didn't do that, and then and he got captured within one day with the military capacity he has.
Or he wants to game this out, or he feels that even if America takes him, what is the worst that can happen? What is happening now? Let's watch how this plays out.
No,
because this is going to be a test on the American justice system to see how it operates.
Tunaja, we live in America, right? You guys are Africans, right? We should spend 95% of our time talking about West Africa. This BS over here doesn't matter. It doesn't. We look at it, it happened, it went down. You know, America has proven to you.
It does have implications for Africa.
No, I get it. Tunaja. I'm happy that it happened. You know why it happened? Just because of these Gen Zs. They were able to see what America is about. They did not believe it. They did not understand it. Now they see what it is about. For us who are a little older, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. We have seen it happen. Iraq, Libya, other places, it happened. And we started watching.
I don't think it's only Gen Z. It's not only Gen Z. Many people don't understand that this war is all about power. Maybe this will start revealing it to them. Trump, that's why I like Trump. He reveals everything. He doesn't hide anything. He tells when one of the senators was talking about, they removed Maduro because he was a dictator and all the rest. And Trump said, yeah, and also the oil. So the guy is not hiding anything. He's telling them exactly why he's doing what he's doing, and that's what he needs.
I like Tunaja. I like Trump's approach. You know what how they usually do it? They take people back door and they pressure them. Our leaders are taking back door and pressure. We want your resources. We want everything. Exactly. But go outside and tell your people these are bilateral relationships. At least Trump is putting his right face and is looking at the world, telling the world this is about the oil. Africans should appreciate this approach. We should.
No, I appreciate it definitely. And what I've not seen Trump do is tell African leaders not to equip themselves or arm themselves. I've not seen him do that. So it's something that maybe it might be different. It might echo that. It might augur something different for Africa in the near future. Well, we'll see how everything unfolds.
Why would he tell African leaders to arm themselves?
Not to, because the others often discourage them from doing that. the Democrats and the previous administration. They see it as a red line.
I'm just glad. Yeah, I'm just glad this is happening so that our people will get to know who exactly these people are. Okay, they maintain their heaven and keep things where they are, which is to keep all the people of not dark nations poor. Okay, Maduro.
I gotta read this super chat. I'm gonna pass it to Shaw. JCE, thank you for 499 holla. Here's after Shaw's Afrodamus, we're closing out. A total of 14 African countries used the CFA franc, the West African CFA franc used by 8 nations, and the Central African franc used by 6 nations. All right, go ahead, Shaw.
Okay, greetings to the family. We are at a major turning point in time. It is exciting, but it's also possibly depressing or discouraging or whatever, something on that line, which is the point is we are entering an area where the unilateral relationships are forging and they're shaping. Everything's happening. What side are you going to be on? And I don't know what it's going to take for Africans to come together. If they don't come together at this point, then I hate to sound discouraging, but we're at that time. If we don't come together, it's going to be, I don't know, too late, another 50 years, 100 years. We're at that place, y'all. I mean, what else can I say? It just appears to be so.
It may already be
I
too
heard
late.
Museveni giving his little talk, about air, water, having having armies, approaching from the air, the water or land or whatever. So, but he's tired, man. He needs to sit his old ass down, and somebody else needs to come. They need to come together, and they need to really start dealing with the reality of their situation. And it's like Tinibus and the Bias and the Bongos and all these old tired people, man, is messing us up. And if we don't pull it together, we are in a we ain't gonna be able to come back. I feel that way. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'll land
No,
right
you're
there.
right. You're right. Museveni's got to go.
Hey, guys, let me pass the mic to Afrodamus. Go ahead, Afrodamus.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just catching it. So about Gaddafi and Maduro, both Gaddafi and Maduro, they deserve exactly what happened to them. Maduro is lucky they didn't take him out, and here's why. For months, they've been out there. Let me finish. For months they've been out there, hitting their hitting boats. They took their oil, right? And there was bounty on his head. So I don't know what Maduro thought was going to happen. I don't, he didn't take the fight to them. He should have taken the fight to them. Even when your enemy is at your doorstep, it doesn't matter how strong that enemy is. If you're not a coward, you take that fight to the enemy so that your people, you can encourage them to fight. You give yourself a chance to at least fight. He didn't do that. All he did is what most of these Africans are doing: empty talk. They're gonna talk this Pan-African. Ghana has an American base there. They came from Ghana to go bomb Nigeria, which Nigeria needs to be bombed more. It needs to be, breaking down.
They did not bomb.
Let me finish. Don't interrupt. Gaddafi. Let me finish. Gaddafi deserved everything that happened to him, and here's why. He gave up the only guarantee he had, because he wanted to be in the circle of the white man who have always tried to take him out. He gave up his nukes. That was his insurance plan, and he gave it up. Even Gaddafi himself, I've heard him give speech about what happened to Saddam Hussein. So what was he thinking? So he wasn't thinking straight. So when you don't think straight, and you've got enemies out there and they are willing to take you out and they're stronger, you got to do whatever it takes to stay alive. Like North Korea, there's, Kim Jong-un, you think if he gives up his nukes, the same thing is not going to happen to him? He knows, so he's not going to give them up.
Wow, Alfred, I can't believe I agree with you.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. So, this is not the first time America have gone out there and picked up leaders. We have the blueprint. It's already there for, anyone that's willing to be defiant to do that. Who the hell does Maduro think he's going to trade in any other currency in the backyard of America without permission? And he did not fortify himself. Some of these Africans here, what they are saying, it's weak talk. Okay, here's the thing.
Let Aphrodite finish.
That's weak talk. This is how the world works. I like how Trump is operating. If I have the same power and military, I would have done exactly the same. People talking about international law that only applies to third world countries. That does, who's going to enforce it? International law does not apply to America because America is the strongest country militarily in the world. Okay, so do not expect anything different. Africans have had the opportunity to build up militarily, but no, they are busy. They are busy. Let me finish. All the Africans are busy with is dirty December, booty shaking, and all types of nonsense. Okay, and all types of nonsense. And now, now the time
here. Stop interrupting them. Go ahead.
Yeah, and now the time has come for the price to be paid. This is the price you pay when you allow yourself to be subjugated, be on your knees. We've seen what happened to Gaddafi. He did it to himself. Maduro had plenty of oil. He had plenty of time. He was making money. Why didn't he, get himself fortified? He didn't do this. He had opportunity to fight. He didn't do it. So to me, both these men are cowards, and this is how cowards go down. I rest the mic.
All right, guys, we're gonna close out.
Hey, Adonis, man, can you get my $100, man? My $100, my $100, bro. He bet on your channel. He lost.
I'm closing out. Everyone.
Nah, bro. Adonis, that ain't right. Your boy lost.
Okay,
you lost.
We're closing out. Everyone, thanks so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Adonis.
Hey, Adonis, was you born in the South?
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.